Be some Horizon.
That would really set them boys off. I said it though. I think don't be surprised you see Astro Bot on Switch too. Don't be
Yeah.
surprised.
They just added, I guess they added a little update to add the PlayStation Portal to the Astro's Playroom. I don't know if it's an unlockable. You have to go, or you just have it. Like you get collect all these 3D models of the past systems and peripherals. That's honestly one of the coolest parts of the game. I thought that.
I just heard some music playing in my headphones. I'm like, what the fuck? It's that commercial. I don't want clay dust inside of you. Have you heard that little cat
Mm-mm.
commercial? A cat.
No,
I thought for sure it'd have been in
I
your
got
algorithm.
YouTube Premium, so I don't hear
Oh, okay.
commercials.
It's this I guess this new type of cat litter, kind of organic or
Mm.
whatever. And they start singing this cheesy song. I don't want clay dust inside of you.
What you eating out of that mug, man?
Cereal.
Mm. You got a problem with bowls, or
Yeah.
that's just for your
Fuck
chicken?
them. Fuck them. We don't put cereal in bowls anymore.
Who's wrong with you?
That's a coward's way.
We don't use loofahs either. Get that shit out of here.
I started eating Golden Grams for the first time in like 30 years, and now it's so good. I don't know why I stopped eating.
Golden grams?
Mhm.
That's such a random
Because
thing.
they
like
brought
Golden
back
Grams.
the original recipe it's called retro recipe with real honey and stuff.
So Retro Death made it. Nah, I know you
Stop
make
using
Retro
it.
recipe.
And I bought a box, and man, I was like, sometimes I just eat it when I get home just because
You too old to be eating that sweet ass shit. What you eating over there, Terrell?
Bro, this is Frosted Flakes. I'm not even
I
gonna bullshit.
can't see. That's
You-
too sugary.
You're younger. You can get away
That's
with that.
too
We can get away
sugary.
with
What
that.
the fuck?
Some sugary ass shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't eat the sugary cereals for the most part.
we can't do it no more.
What you do eating Cheerios or some shit?
I have Cheerios.
Oatmeal.
I have Cheerios.
Man,
I have shredded wheat, frosted shredded wheat.
No, bro.
We're gonna be old. I don't even know damn shredded wheat.
I love the
ain't no
frosted
oatmeal.
This all sounds
Frosted
concerning,
Are
bro.
delicious.
This is what I gotta look forward to. Not eating sweets anymore. That's crazy, bro.
I feel like I'm eating cardboard. I can't eat that shit, man.
I don't mind it. Just the original shredded wheat.
That shit too dry for me.
You gotta put
bro.
extra milk in because it absorbs it.
Oh my
That's
god.
you know, I think as a kid I did like Lucky Charms. I usually like eat.
I like Lucky Charms. Yeah.
I'd eat the cereal first and leave all the marshmallows for the end. No,
It'd be super mushy.
You gotta do a combination. I tried that at one point.
I like
it
Rice
just wasn't worth
Krispies,
it.
plain Rice Krispies. I liked Fruit Loops back in the day.
I can't eat Rice Krispies without a little bit of sugar. That's
If
crazy.
you drink the milk at the end and it give you diabetes, that shit might be too sweet.
I do like Honey Bunches of Oats has been my go-to for decades. With almonds, it's good stuff. Anyway,
Quality.
what was I
like
gonna?
throwing raisins in my my Wheaties.
Oh no.
I like Raisin Bran too.
I don't like raisins in general.
I
The
take
fuck?
half the raisins out though. I pour my cereal and I pour.
Why can't I get oatmeal cookies without raisins? That's what I fucking want.
I've had
Okay,
the best
there's plenty of
oatmeal
oatmeal
cookies
cookie
I
without
ever
raisins.
had. They didn't have raisins. Man, they're so good. I don't care for the raisins in them.
Welcome to the Snack Podcast, y'all.
It is what it is, man.
So Retro Destin here. We got Visor. We got Jay Biggs. We got Lenny Ayers.
I'm gonna get in the goddamn Discord. I don't care if he's at work. I'm gonna get his ass in there. He ain't doing nothing productive.
Damn. Damn, Terrell chose violence today.
Hey man, this is all good.
So we
You
forgot
ain't
to
doing
mention.
shit. Get in.
Did we mention?
It's the sugar rush, man. That's what it is. It's the sugar rush.
During the
making me angry.
podcast, did we mention the 10-year anniversary of the Zelda U reveal 2014 E3?
We did not.
It
I
was
don't
last
think.
No,
Monday to
no.
it was that day.
Because we were chatting about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we didn't even talk about that shit in the podcast.
10 years since Zelda U announcement and Splatoon reveal.
What announcement?
I don't remember what else they.
I was just watching it and I don't remember either. I was just watching Game Explain do like a
I know we talked about it though, because I talked about
a
how some of the
review
stuff-
of it.
Maybe that was during. It's either after the podcast or during, because I talked about how some of the stuff didn't make it into the game with the destructible environment and stuff. So maybe we mentioned it on air, but it could have been after the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about it during.
It felt like forever waiting for that game to come out. It was supposed to come out 2015 was the initial reveal, and then obviously 2016 was the next date, and then they pushed it to the launch of the Switch. And then I remember that month, basically that whole month before the Switch came out, I was driving every intersection. I slowed down, looking left and right. I was like, I'm not getting T-boned at an intersection and getting injured and dying, so I can't play Breath of the Wild. Like, I was just like super careful doing everything. And no other game in my life have I ever been like that for. And then now it's been 7 years since the game and 10 years since the announcement. It's just crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mario Kart 8's
Time
10
is a
years.
bitch, man.
We're coming up on Hyrule Warriors will be 10 years. Bayonetta 2.
This time is eating us alive.
Smash U. You know.
Hey, man, don't remind me, bro. My brother did that to me. I was like, yo.
Mine's coming up.
My sister dogged me out. She goes, she was talking to my mom. She was like, you know how old Terrell gonna be? She was like 35. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? She's like, I said, what you mean? You already got gray hairs. You got me in your mid-30s at least. I said, I swear to God, bro. I said, we about to fight. I said, you lucky you got a baby in your hand, because I promise you, bro, we would have boxed.
I was like, I don't think that's right.
Hey, look, don't worry. She turned 30 next January. I'm gonna get her ass. She thinks she's slick. I'm gonna get her a back brace for her birthday present.
Man, I used to be.
Can you get me one?
No, she tried to instigate with me.
10 years ago, people used to think I was in my mid-20s, and I started getting a few grays here and there. I'd get carded for buying a rated R movie like 10 years ago. Like, people thought I was like 17, 18
I got
years
caught
old.
at the liquor stores recently, so you know.
And that changed like as soon as the grays came in, took over.
Must be the hair dye.
I tried dyeing it once, like 5-6 years ago, and I was like, I don't really look that much younger, so no point. Because it grows. I mean, the sides grow out so fast. It's pointless.
Yeah, the hair dye ain't good for the dreads, man. That shit.
It's not good. My hair was falling out when I washed it, when I was trying to dye it. So anyway,
and people like that salt and pepper look anyway.
You got to get that Giuliani spray on.
It's kind of slightly darker on the top.
That's what I got going on now. That spray on.
Hey, no, what you just? What the hell? You just right before the podcast. Hold real quick.
Messy though, man.
Honey, home dreads. Honey, home dreads.
Yeah, I remember watching that spray on that for black people's, mostly men because short hair. I remember filling in bald spots with an aerosol can and a fucking.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing that. I don't got no balls.
That was on. That was like an infomercial back when I was growing up.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. They be like edging it up and shit, making that shit line up nice. I'm like, there ain't nothing there though.
You can tell there ain't nothing there. That's what makes me mad about it. Bro. I'm like, guys,
why you doing that?
Why does it look flatter than the rest of your head? Dog?
Just let it go, bro. Just.
We take the L's and
go ahead and straight it all up at that point.
Ipster's got a new. Has a new high tier loot. That's an interesting name.
A what?
Says it's a main
account. That's Ipsters.
You only got to subscribe for like 5 minutes, I think.
Maybe changing names and we don't know who you are no more.
Hey man, they be doing that for reasons.
I was just thinking about because the 10-year anniversary of the Mario Kart Mondays podcast has passed too. That was early June.
Toledo.
Maybe middle. Maybe we're right around the 10th. I did the
Mario
first one by
Kart
myself.
Mondays. Ugh.
I did the first one by myself. Then I had a couple people join that were doing the tournaments, and then we just recapped the Mario Kart tournament and start talking about games, and then that turned into.
Yeah, this shit making me sad. We talk about something else.
I mean, literally, we had such a good turnout every week for the tournaments that we talked about it for the first year of the podcast. We would recap who won, and shit was fun, man. It was just a different time.
That was the name of the podcast. It wasn't.
Just and the Wii U is like the Wii U
Mario Kart Mondays.
really reinvigorated my gaming love.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big part of it.
What happened with the Switch? Obviously, we're about to get into, the direct talk, but like, what happened? Why, the Switch was successful. Why wasn't the camaraderie the same?
No Miiverse,
was it because we didn't all huddle together fighting the worlds.
That was it.
Is that what it is?
We were
didn't have to
winning.
do that no more.
To be fair,
we were winning.
We were winning, dog.
We were the only thing we could do. Spartans behind our shields against the only
listen. The only thing, if you want to talk about like YouTube type of entertainment where we're out here fighting wars, this turned into like some old school Wii shit. Motherfuckers were like, "What you gonna say now?" You
know what my edgy replies are now?
What?
Like some guy. I saw somebody today wrote, "Oh yeah, the Switch is over 120 million." I was like, "No, 140, pal." We got nothing. We got nothing to be mad about.
Yeah, you got to correct him on the sales.
It's like, actually, sir, it's 144.29 million, sir.
Exactly. I think I even rounded it up to make it sound even a little better.
Remember when we had to celebrate like the holiday 2014? The Switch or the Wii U did like 1 million. From Black Friday to the end of the year. Oh my gosh, did 1 million sales.
1 million sales, y'all. We're on our way.
To be fair though, the other consoles kind of took such a hard dip for a bit. It was kind of like, well, I mean,
the Wii U did as well. The Wii U started off pretty well, and then it was like 340,000, and then like within the first.
But like.
Then that bitch said, "Bye-bye."
When we in the Mario voice.
Bye-bye.
But listen, though, when the Switch came out, though, as far as sales were concerned, we weren't taking no L's, and then everyone looked over at Xbox and went, "Damn, y'all gonna fight back at all? Like, what's going on?"
I remember when Xbox guys celebrated when the one overtook the Wii U in the first year or something.
And then the Switch fans were like, "Excuse me, sir, I think we got you guys in like the first couple months." Like, what the fuck? I think by the end of the first year, I don't know if we had lapsed the Xbox One. We got kind of close. Like, it was weirdly close.
Because the Xbox One hit like 45, 50 million.
It took us a minute, but motherfuckers got kind of spooked. They're like, whoa, you all catching up kind of quick. It's only been a year. What's going on? Xbox One at that point had been out for like, what, 3-4 years? And it was like, Xbox, y'all looking kind of sick over there.
Ayers asked a good question. He said, "Why didn't that happen with the Xbox guys? What happened with the Wii U?"
Because they
were entitled. They spent most of the generation
because they got angered half of the games that came out. What's this Super Lucky's Tale bullshit?
A lot.
They also had games that they weren't even happy about. That was the other problem. Like people can say whatever they want about the Wii U, but the Wii U still had games that even today people still fuck with.
Next Gen 720 would say Nintendo knows their audience. They put out games that they know their audience wants. Even during that era, he's like, why can't Xbox do that? Why aren't they putting out games they know the Xbox?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys want. I mean, they were trying. I didn't mind. Obviously, they were trying different things.
Sorry about the double H. My keyboard is sticking. It gives me double H's, double R's. It's weird.
Hey man, you just passionate.
But the Wii U brought people together, man. That's how I found you guys, honestly. OJ.
Yeah.
Francis back then.
We all linked up.
Furious Francis, my boy, Furious Francis.
We used to play. I mean, back then.
Join the hidden cloud.
We had a little more free time. Some of us had more free time. I still had the same amount of free time, but most people don't. We used to game consistently. I mean, it was just.
I was gonna say maybe it's because we're as Nintendo fans we're kind of used to ups and downs. Yeah. But I mean, even when the Xbox didn't do that great, it still got talked about like it was like close competition to Sony. So I think
in the back like y'all losing though. Like
still Xbox and PS4 and Xbox One, and no one talked about.
Obviously, the 360 killed, so that was a great generation. So they were going from that. For them, they never had an L, in their mind.
Like the Switch, it's not as disrespected as like the Wii. Definitely not the Wii.
No, it's not. Because arguably it has.
Can't deny it.
People try, but no.
You can't really get away with it.
No,
because I would argue the Switch has a better public reception than the Wii did. The Wii unfortunately got slammed into the old people and kids category
like 3 years ago already. If we're talking,
but even the Switch still gets
The Switch still gets some,
which is bullshit. If you look at the average age of a Switch user, it's some bullshit. But we still get slammed with the kid shit, you know.
yeah, but we don't get it as much as
Not
we did
as-
with
yeah,
the
don't
Wii. The
hear it as
Wii,
much.
the Wii was pretty relentless though, from what I remember.
Well, I just do listen to toxic ass people all the time. I guess.
Hey man, come on, listen. You grew up on Crumb side. You should know damn better.
Well,
All right?
I get to the crumb side too much. I
Nintendo
guess.
is there another game I just saw isn't getting censored at all for the Switch version, but the PS4, PS5 version's getting censored. I forget what game it was. And then the Switch.
It's probably a Japanese game.
Yeah, I think it's
know.
like a Japanese anime style.
It's always a Japanese game. God damn it!
And it's like what bizarre world do we live in? Where it's like
Yeah, it's kinda
Nintendo
funny.
version's the uncensored, unaltered.
That is crazy. Like
It is kind of funny.
Sony censoring shit over Nintendo. What?
Listen,
kind of-
I mean, hell, Nintendo was doing it up until like the latter half of the 3DS. All people would understand. The 3DS has a bunch of censored titles on it, so it's like,
It was
damn, and the
confusing.
yeah, at this point, it's an interesting time in the gaming sphere.
Is it a product of the new what's his
leadership?
name? Leadership, you think? Maybe clearly he don't give a fuck about quality on the eShop. So I think a lot of that stuff would not be happening if Iwata was around.
Maybe that I don't give a fuck attitude is benefiting them in some areas.
We just come to get our percentage. We don't give a goddamn.
Should we go
Just give me
through,
the check real quick.
Right.
Should we
Maybe
go
that's
through all the
good
shovelware
sometimes.
again and get Robert riled up?
No,
Go through the
God,
Switch
no.
shovelware?
No.
I didn't know Robert was still on this podcast. Juice,
He
when did
isn't.
that happen?
Mm.
Oh, you gonna fucking.
I'm gonna start hiring replacements.
I mean, I thought that's what
Ooh.
Sandstorm. Wait, isn't that what Sandstorm was?
Yeah,
He's too
we get
unreliable though.
some dedicated people.
Damn.
Advisor and Lenny, these guys show up every week. Donnie,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
My
maybe we need to start dropping some new talent up in here.
Hey, listen.
I know
you can't-
Donnie's opinions. I mean, we'll probably have some good back.
Oh
and
yeah,
forth.
Donnie and just be fighting all the time, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I already know how that's gonna go.
That's they.
But I'm not
man.
gonna lie, it'd be entertaining as fuck. I'm not even gonna bullshit. I'd be in the back eating some popcorn. I would go make a bowl of popcorn just to sit back and watch the carnage.
All right.
And just
so,
be like, I hate this.
Before we get into the direct stuff, I gotta ask you guys because I don't have an opinion on this, and I saw some videos of some people, kind of face palming a little bit. I guess the Ubisoft forward couldn't hear it because I was watching it through Terrell, but the Assassin's Creed Shadows when you say, or how do you say it?
Yusuke?
What?
Yusuke? When Yasuke's
Yasuke.
fighting, the Asian Japanese flute stuff turns into like a hip hop beat, and I've seen some guys.
It does turn into.
Kinda
It does
crazy.
have.
Please
Like,
tell me that's not true.
It's true.
yeah, it's true. That guy
Come on.
it has a track beat, but I mean,
I
you know,
like I
here's
said,
the problem.
I
Here's
can
my
see
issue
people
though.
saying they're sick of that stereotype, and I
You know,
see people
but
thinking
here-
that sounds good. I don't
Here's the problem.
Even on an ancient Japanese black dude, we gotta have hip hop beats.
I mean, listen, it's still
Like, come
cringy,
on,
but
man.
here's the thing: if you look up like the most popular genre of music currently, it
Yeah,
is
we
hip
know,
hop.
we know, hip hop
So it
runs
ain't
this
like-
fucking planet.
I mean, if
get
you're
it,
trying to
but-
appeal to the masses, that's kind of the track you would use, unless you're just
Why
trying to
can't they
hear
just
traditional.
keep with the Japanese inspired music?
Because you know Assassin's Creed don't give a fuck about rules. We're just trying to.
I
We're just trying to
do,
make some money.
I think it's stupid people who are arguing like historical accuracy with video games and stuff.
They
like
need to take
that.
the L on that one. That
But-
ain't worth it.
There is
It's
like a
stupid.
really, and they did it with Last Samurai. Like historians picked apart all the things that were wrong with it. I get it. It's a Hollywood embellishment, but I still like the movie. But there's a guy. He's pretty funny. He reminds me of like Retro Death. He's got the similar accent, and he's like a passionate Japanese like,
the Meepos accent.
historian, and he's just so like.
Yeah.
He started out just making because he's at a video game channel, but people told him, check this out, it's in his wheelhouse, and he debated both sides. He says, yeah, I can't remember how to pronounce the name. Yusuke.
Yasuke.
He says there's evidence.
You need to watch more anime, bro. I'm telling you.
There's
bro.
evidence that he definitely could have been a samurai, and there's some evidence that maybe he wasn't. You can't say definitively. So he's like, that was his video, and he got both sides called him the other, woke or left, right, whatever.
Oh, he was gonna lose no matter what.
And but now he's just like pointing out some of the cultural inaccuracies, not because it's like it needs to be accurate, like history wise, but culturally they're getting a lot of stuff wrong. And so he's kind of, I watched a few of the videos, they're pretty entertaining. I say that part of it I can kind of, yeah, if you're gonna do like a culture, you might want to at least try to get some of that stuff. At least make sure you're not being offensive with anything and stuff. So I find that stuff interesting, but I think it's stupid.
Yeah, but even that, it's like, unless it's like egregious, like,
well,
because somebody will say something else about a culture, like, oh, because some people get different histories, like.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about like
we're still learning new stuff about culture, so you could be trying to be right and be wrong.
That's true.
I guess the true question would be, how much embellishment is too much? Like what is the line of you
right?
All right, what you fucking around a little bit too much? Like where's that? Like if we're talking about
they sent out like a gift package to Japanese streamers, and they had like the character wasn't even properly, like whoever sent it out, they didn't know Japanese and it had like a box with like Japanese characters on it. Yeah. And I didn't watch like the whole detail of it, but they got it was like completely wrong. And something like that makes them look stupid.
I hope they didn't do that thing where they wrote a bunch of bullshit kanji and acted like it was like a word.
They probably just thought the symbols or whatever looked cool. I don't know, but anyway.
I mean, to me at that point, I'm like, bro, if you go send it to the Japanese streamers, at least have the kanji mean what the fucking word is supposed to say. Like, just write Assassin's Creed in kanji. Like, we ain't gotta do nothing crazy. Like, that's kind of dumb, but
I did think it was funny because the guy's super, like, he's such an, I forget his channel. I'd have to look it up. I only watched like a couple videos a couple weeks ago, but he's just so into the history of that time period especially, and the thing that pissed him off the most is like the shinobi or ninjas or whatever, they were all about deception. Like no one knew who the ninjas were according to like the historical records and stuff. Like it was just like it could be anybody. And he said in the Ubisoft showcase they had the woman shinobi walking down the street with like with their sword on her back and a hood, and he was just so upset about that. He's like, there's no way a shinobi would reveal themselves as like.
To be fair, that's a fair point, and I think to me it could have led to a more interesting game mechanic where you were constantly switching like outfits and shit, where you were like camouflaging into the crowd, kind of like actually didn't the early Assassin's Creed do something like that where you were like
you could like
blending into the crowd?
Yeah, you could.
So I feel like
that could have been a cool game mechanic. Yeah,
I think that does make sense. Like, hey, that does kind of, it'd be more interesting to have her like no one would suspect this farmer's daughter is like the one killing people secretly, so that was kind of the basis of it. So in that regard I thought it was interesting, but at the same time it's like it's a game or it's a movie. Like watch any movie based on a true story and then hear like the real person talk about it and they're just like like all this like, action stuff never happened in their real story. You got to make stuff for movies
entertaining. Entertainment.
All of a sudden, we care about this historical accuracy. I don't remember people saying that shit when I watched Braveheart.
No. No.
20% of this shit is real, and nobody has said that goddamn thing, really.
That's why I think it's stupid to argue the historical accuracy, but I did find it interesting somebody who, like, lives and breathes that era, Japan.
I mean, I get it.
I mean, if you're an actual historian, I'm not... if you're an actual historian,
I watched a video on everything wrong with The Last Samurai, and... like they completely just basically they took like 100 years in the future.
Why would you watch
that? I think it's interesting. I didn't.
No, I mean, was that who does those?
I don't know who did this one.
That's not CinemaSins, is it?
Is that CinemaSins? Don't tell me you watched that shit.
No, it wasn't CinemaSins.
Hey, listen, CinemaSins can be entertaining, man. Come on,
this was like a detail. This is like an essay. This was like an essay. It wasn't like a stupid YouTube video. This was like thought out.
All right. It wasn't the D.
No, they had basically the time period the movie takes place in showed like Japan, the emperor whatever wanted to westernize, and he said basically the West, the Americas and Europe basically forced Japan into like trading and stuff. Like they didn't give them a choice. Like, but in the movie they made it like the new emperor wanted to modernize, and which segregated them from the samurai. And then they said the samurai were like each group of samurai had their own beliefs. They weren't just all loyal, following your sword. But he said the samurai in most movies is based upon what's it called? There's in like the 1800s, a Japanese person wrote basically like a fantasized version of what samurai, like I guess fantasy would be the word, would be the best. And like people have been making movies and stuff and shows off that ever since, and it's very popular. I can't think of the name right now. And
that's what sometimes that creates history. Like something will come out, it'll be wrong, everybody likes it, and people will base their history on that thing that was wrong. Like, and then it just builds from there.
Because you're like, oh wow, what a beautiful society they were, and they're like, yeah, that's like that's like a fictional,
most romantic
version of the samurai. He's like, in reality, they were all like just like basically like gang clans of, they fought each other constantly, and some supported the emperor, some didn't, but it's all romanticized now, based on that.
I just watched a movie with a 6'2" Bob Marley, and that shit is not accurate at all. Bob Marley was 5'6", and but you know what? The movie was great. Who cares? Like at the end of the day, don't go to movies and television and video games for your history lesson. Just don't do that.
That's why Christopher Nolan said, "Don't watch Oppenheimer as a history lesson." He's
right. He's trying to make art. It's got to be entertaining.
It wasn't like hugely inaccurate. It just didn't tell the story. Like it didn't tell the whole story. Like there was all this drama going on in the Los Alamos. Like you had everyone, they started accusing everyone of being spies, and it was just like, I don't know if this part was true, but in the show Manhattan, which was 2 seasons, they covered a lot more of the ins and outs. And like there was a lot of like, that was during the era where they would like, everyone was suspected of communism, which they did show a little bit of that in Oppenheimer. But yeah, it's a movie. It's like you can't take it. Don't watch the movie to learn the history. Watch the movie, get interested, and then watch a documentary on the real history. That's what I did.
That's how you do it.
And I thought, and it did help me, understand the movie better, knowing the history, the actual history. So, but I will say, like, when it all comes down to it, I thought Assassin's Creed Shadows looked pretty good from what they've shown.
It looks good to me. I'm not gonna buy it, but it looked good.
If it's $30 after like a couple weeks, and I need a game to add to my game of the year possible list, if I need to play another game,
just being honest,
who knows? But
see, I feel like that's the conversation you have with your friends when you see an attractive woman down the street. I mean, I ain't gonna hit it, but she look good. Like,
good. I ain't spending $70 on that shit, but it's all right.
Man, 70, that's the basic version. That's the other thing we never really dived into.
Man, we don't need to chill out with these shitty ass collectors and ultimate editions.
They put that graph up, and I saw a really interesting video that, like, even if you know what they're doing, the $70 version with the 2 little things, and then they have the $110 version and all these things you get with it. Even if you know they're just doing that to try to make that
keeping all that shit away.
People still, it was the most pre-ordered version was the $110 version.
Look, the motherfuckers don't learn.
They got fans. They got Assassin's Creed dudes. They love their Assassin's Creed. They know they can get away with that shit.
But it's like proven that anybody, that's like a legit tactic to get people to buy, and I've done it. Like I did it with an air filter. There's no reason to spend the extra $10 for the premium air filter. For my car,
that's nearly double the price of video games.
It catches 10% more dust, dog. Yeah. Come on now.
Well, so now
nearly double the price.
Complaining about $70 games, and now people are doing 110 because they feel like that's the version they need.
No, don't worry. The fans.
People said they would happily pay that for Grand Theft Auto. What is it, 6?
Yeah, they will. They'll get like a decade's worth of gameplay out of it. That's why they say that.
But you know that they're the wealthiest damn company
That's
after GTA 5. They don't like.
That's a spoiler. Just don't bring that up. Shut up.
That's why I wouldn't support.
They
That's why I
don't
would.
need to do that shit.
They could sell a game for $20.
I don't need to do a lot of things, T.
Mhm.
I want the money. This is what it is.
Yeah, need ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I just want
I
it.
want to make a lot more money. That's
I want to
I really
make
hope that
money.
more companies. I mean, the base version's always there, but it's starting to feel like the $70 Ubisoft game is like purposely inferior, just to try to make the other versions seem better.
and that's why I
You
said
don't
I ain't
say.
buying none of this shit. for
Ain't no
$7.
way.
None of it.
I'll pay
That
30.
can't-
I paid
that
30 for
couldn't
the
be
last
true.
two.
I haven't bought a $7 game my entire life.
I
I've
bought
not bought a $7.
two.
Oh, now let me take that back. That's some bullshit. That is bullshit. I paid $70 for an N64 game, but that was
Yeah, there
was
was
plus-
a few.
that
That's
was
because you're a
plus
fucking
tax.
collector, man. You have an
that's
addiction.
plus tax. No. I mean, back in the day, like brand
Yeah,
new.
back in the day, there was 59, 69, 99, and 64 games. There were some that were like
Super
49.
Nintendo too. I got one right here. Fucking RoboCop versus the Terminator.
That's why my
That
mom
bitch
wouldn't
was-
buy me any video games when I was little. It makes
And that's
perfect
with
sense now.
inflation. That that would be
Yeah.
like 100.
Yeah,
grand.
imagine how much that bitch would be today. That bitch would be $120.
But I bought God of War Ragnarok because I got a $50 or $30 card, Best Buy card for my birthday. I was like, otherwise I want to just spend. I know, yeah, it was my money. I could have spent it on something else, but and then I got Tears of the Kingdom. Those are the only two. So
I haven't, mainly because I used the Nintendo voucher to get
right,
Tears of the
I
Kingdom.
refuse. I still
That
don't have a
too.
physical copy of Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not
because I
really tripping on
refuse.
it. I never had a physical copy of Breath of the Wild. Both of my copies are
Yeah.
digital for both of those. I regret nothing. Good game.
I bought two
Like,
copies of Breath of the Wild, one for the Wii U and one for the Switch.
you were part of that 150% sell
hopefully
rate
they
for a
carry
game.
over to the Switch too.
Yeah,
If you ever wanted to go back.
I was part of that group.
He's probably made
Like,
that
what all
game.
these people buying this Wii U version? What's up with this? They trying to flip that shit. That's
See
why
over
they
there
do
with
it.
two copies. What the fuck?
They bought it to flip that bitch. That's why they bought it.
What you mean, man? I just had a game. That's all.
None of them played it in actual Wii U.
I just
Everybody
wanna-
played that shit on Switch.
Yeah, motherfucker. It might kill me. Some motherfuckers didn't even own the Wii U. You didn't even own a Wii U. You just had the fucking game. Like, what the fuck?
And you know how much it's worth? Nothing. That shit ain't.
Yeah.
I looked online today. I was like, that bitch ain't worth nothing, bro.
Hey, listen, it's a long term. You gotta play the long game with these kind of things,
you gotta play
man.
the long game for that one. Good luck.
Yeah, Turok was. He said 75 pounds in shops launch day. I don't remember.
Right? Turok was expensive. I probably paid. It was close to 70. Probably like 60, 68, 67 with
Yeah,
taxes.
that was an expensive
That bitch was expensive.
console. That's why I didn't own that many games.
Yeah, N64 was not cheap.
Quarterback Club. I swear I can't find my receipt, but I swear I paid 59 or 69 for that.
Yeah. A lot of the sports games were expensive, more expensive than the PlayStation
Yeah.
counterpart. Like, definitely, yeah.
And
The
the
Madden
Nintendo
games
games
were
were,
more expensive.
cheaper, like Mario and Zelda and stuff, or
Yeah.
whatever the low end of the N64 was. Same with the DS and 3DS stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then Switch, they said, "Yeah, why we do that? We'll just charge the 60 for like everyone else." What up, Sandstorm?
What's good? How y'all doing?
I should have played some hip hop music when you joined. Just to...
Wow! Wow! Listen, you were already listen. You got three black guys in here. I feel like this was a dangerous position for you to be in. I don't
He's like,
don't let the game and stuff on Sandstorm fool you. This man.
Maybe we should have
Now,
played some
Sandstorm's a
Counting
jazz-
Crows for your ass.
Yeah,
jazz
I was a Counting Crows guy.
Oh
Yes.
no!
He's like, you know what? It's getting a little funky in here. How about I turn on a little bit of
It's a little,
hip hop?
it's getting a little dark.
Sandstorm likes his jazz.
I love jazz, man.
I
Jazz.
can't get into jazz.
I like jazz when it's in my hip hop. That's about it.
Oh wow! Come
So,
on, man.
guy I used to work with, he was, I forget if he was living or just driving through like an area that's, has a high population of black people, and he was listening to Dave Matthews Band back in the day, and he's had it with the windows down. He pulls up to a stop sign, and the dude gets his attention. He's like, "Man, you white boys do listen to that hillbilly shit," because Dave Matthews was violins and
Harmonicas
trumpets.
and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what's the funniest thing? I'm gonna start this.
Tarilla's dying right now.
I'm gonna start this off and watch how many people know this song.
No.
Making my way downtown.
We all know that. Come on now.
That's not. Come on, now.
Vanessa
Movie.
Carlton.
You know, yeah. You know her on the back of that fucking truck or whatever, should be in pool with playing her piano and shit.
Hey man, that was one of the hardest summers in my life. Fuck.
Thank you.
Nigga, I was in a whole mood, bro.
It got you going. Like,
You couldn't get away from
Terry Crews and shit.
you couldn't get away from I don't want to wait from Dawson's Creek theme song. I think that was.
This is great.
She had the hairy armpits. I forget her
Oh
name.
my god.
Good times.
Oh man,
The 90s.
I never watched that show, but I know what
That
it's
show. One of the main plot points was a teacher being seduced by her 16-year-old student
about. Mm.
and got in a
Is
relationship.
that James Beak? That's him. Right?
Imagine
but it
16-year-olds
was the other
having
guy,
riz
Joshua
up a
Jackson.
30-year-old.
And he was like
Johnny Moxon.
they were
from,
all like 20 in their 20s, the actors.
their
but
20s.
The storyline.
that's the life of Ohioans.
Katie Holmes though. That's when the crush started.
Oh, she was in that, wasn't she?
And then what was her name? Is it not Vanessa? She was in Brokeback Mountain. That's the only thing I can think of right now that she was in. Blonde.
She was his wife.
Yeah.
She
in
was,
Dawson's Creek, too.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of her name either.
Anyway, let's get back on.
Let's get back on topic here. People are in here to listen to us talk about Dawson's Creek.
Team Pacey. Yeah, that was his name. Pacey was the one seducing.
Shit, I'm not here to listen to y'all talk about Dawson's Creek. What the fuck?
Michelle Williams. Thank you, Retro.
Michelle Williams, goodness gracious. Wasn't she like actually married to or in a relation? Don't they have a kid together?
Somebody.
Her and Heath Ledger.
I think so.
Yeah, she has a kid with him.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
That's a lot of time. For Nintendo, that's a lot of time. Especially
No, it isn't. Listen, it's gonna be a bunch of
lot
remakes and
third-party,
ports.
A lot of updates.
No, there's gonna be a lot of remakes and ports. We ain't gonna do this.
You're gonna get Lego Horizon.
Debbie Downers, man. Yeah.
Right.
It's listen, Nintendo has not changed their little rhetoric. That at the end of their generation, they have a habit of
Is
just
there
giving
still
you
some farming sim games that are
We can make
haven't
those.
come out yet?
Just we can make those.
Did all those ones come out yet?
Rune Factory 5 is it 5 or 6?
No, it's 5. I thought
5. They've also got another Rune Factory that's like an action.
Did they have a remake or
game.
re-release of Shimigami Tensei 5?
Yeah, they already came out.
That's already out.
That just come
Yeah.
out. I don't like.
Yeah, it just came out. Like
it's
I think
on
it was.
PlayStation and I don't know about Xbox, but
Yeah, it's on Xbox.
It's a really
any
good
kind
game.
of visual,
It's just this version that just came out.
any visual enhancements to the other versions?
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
I saw
runs
somebody
the
say
60s.
this is why
They're very comparable.
The Switch version was very stuttery, so
that's
Yeah,
why someone's like, oh,
performance-wise,
this
I
is
think
why the Switch should be the lead platform. I'm like, why? So you can get Switch games at 60 FPS. Like the Monster Hunter Rise, the PC and PS5, Xbox version barely looks better than the Switch version. I said, all it does is make them closer together because they're not going to put a ton of time putting new assets and stuff.
They just like listen.
The Switch version actually has like not shimmering. But in the sand, how it like kind of glows.
In that anti-aliasing?
That's not in
no.
PS5 version. I think it looks better like that, to be honest.
It's an aesthetic thing.
I like the shimmering.
But I think it's it's performance choice though, from what I understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't do any much to it just from this.
I didn't think they were going to.
So
let's try to make money.
What are the
now Ipser's in here? I'm confused.
He had to wait till he had to resubscribe.
Oh.
He probably unsubscribed just like he always used to uninstall Rocket League after he had a bad match and then have to re-download it.
I feel like that takes more effort than just throwing your controller out the room. Just do that. The fuck?
But what do you guys think is like the potentially biggest tier Nintendo game they could reveal for coming out this year?
Donkey Kong.
Biggest.
2D or
Big,
3D?
Yeah.
3D Donkey
Oh
Kong.
man, a 3D Donkey Kong, man.
That would be humongous.
I could see it, but I still think that's a little bit.
I don't think that's the biggest tier.
What's
No.
the biggest tier?
That would make me happy, but biggest tier that's not Metroid. Again, these are all me things.
Yeah.
I think Star Fox would be pretty big. I think that
like
would
a
be
new Star Fox.
Yeah, a new one. Yeah.
You don't
Like
think
a
it'll
for
be a
real new
remake?
Oh fuck.
You don't want to
Star
port a
Wars-
Zero?
Making that bitch since '64. I mean,
Yeah, I need them to hold stuff.
other than Assault.
Why do people keep saying Twilight Princess and Wind Waker?
Because that's an easy thing to do, and it's something they can do very quickly.
Literally the entire Switch generation. They've been talking about the double pack or all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I think even before the Switch came out, that was a rumor.
Yeah, like
Wow, we got 27
crazy.
viewers in here. That's like the highest we've had in a long time. So shout out to everybody.
it's a Nintendo
'cause-
Direct.
Yep.
That's a Nintendo.
Wait till
Yeah,
the
I was like,
Switch 2
it's
Direct.
Nintendo news.
Switch
It's
2
Direct.
Direct will have 100 people, I guarantee it.
I don't know if we'll have 100 people.
We
There
will.
will be 100.
Oh, we'll have
Oh
100.
yeah, it is going
It's
to be
gonna
a
be
lot.
crazy.
Are you guys watching that like right as it goes?
I think we should try to do like a live reaction to the Switch 2. It depends on the time and date.
Yeah, it depends on when it depends if they give us like a
And
it's
how
getting
much of an
announced. Like,
It was a heads up, and yeah.
Yeah,
Other than
I
this-
gotta wait. I gotta wait till I get off of work. So that's going to be 4:30.
No. You're confusing us with the Direct tomorrow. We're not talking about
Oh,
that. We're talking about. We're talking
the
about
Switch 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's getting a live. I will cancel everything. Everything is getting shut down.
Yeah, we're
like-
saying we need. Hopefully, Nintendo gives us some
I
kind
like,
Yeah, I won't
Leeway.
even hold it up on my work. Usually I'd be like,
I'm gonna have
I
to
can't come in.
little bathroom
I'm
break
like,
at
nah,
10
I'm
a.m.
not
I like the idea.
of bathroom break.
I like the idea that for like juice. I mean, for like T and I like the idea that T and Sandstorm would be like, all right, listen, honey, we love you, but like,
Nope, not
no,
today.
this
Not
is
today.
you gotta wait at least an hour and a half. You're gonna have to give me an hour and a half.
You know what it is. That's all
You
I
know?
say.
Unless,
You
unless
married. That's it.
they would be like, and we've been planning this for forever, and they just showed this off yesterday, and you think you're gonna watch that? Yes.
Yeah. The world stops when Nintendo announces something. That's just
I
how
want
it
to be able
is.
to possibly, depending on what they show, what they announce, if it looks good, I want to be able to hopefully secure a pre-order because
That's
it could be.
is that a day one pre-order for you, Juice?
No, I mean I want to have that option if they compelling and they got.
Only
My question.
I'm not pre-ordering the new Nintendo console. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. It's just. I'm going to pre-order, bitch.
Right.
So none of this. Oh, let me wait and see. That's bullshit to me. I'm not doing that. I'm
They got
pre-ordering it.
pre-orders when it.
I don't
Yeah,
wait to
it'd
see
be
anything.
worth pre-ordering just even if I just like if something comes out like, oh man, that sounds disappointing. I'll wait.
Nintendo's dropping a new
Yeah.
console. I'm
I like
not
the
missing
idea.
that. I'm just-
Nintendo. I hope Nintendo starts the presentation to being like the Switch 2 pre-orders are open today, and then the rest of the stream
I'm already at the
crashes.
store. Yeah.
And then the stream crashes because their servers get overloaded.
Yeah.
It's
I'm already at the store. I
Well,
already hit my
anyway.
boy up.
Let's get back to the games because I think honestly, Star Fox is. I think there's potential, like that level of game, bringing it back.
Mhm.
But I fully expect for whatever reason, a Xenoblade Chronicles X port. I just feel like it's gonna happen. I haven't seen nobody else.
They've been saying that forever too.
Like
Yeah,
recently.
but they've been cutting that
I
down.
just feel
for
like
real,
it's
for
gonna
real.
happen. I just because it's been a couple years since Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and
It's the only one that's not on Switch.
Mhm. I think that's I would have a bingo card.
I'm
like
actually
that.
surprised it's not on there yet. That's one that like really. You got
Well,
got-
they were saying it was because they would rather put the resources that it would take to do that and move it over.
Who did the Xenoblade Chronicles
just make a
Definitive
new one.
Edition though?
what resources?
When that
That's what I don't
Monolith,
understand.
Monolith did.
Yeah,
What's so
Monolith.
I
hard
thought
about
they
bringing
had
that game
hired
over?
somebody. I thought they had
No.
outsourced it to somebody that helped.
Chief versus all the scalpers.
Right.
Can I get fan art of that? If you just box the motherfuckers, you better get a
Bet
bunch
you
of
won't
fucking
win.
biting. You just biting a bunch of bots.
Bet
That's
you they
bots.
won't win. Bet you they won't win.
No, they
This
ain't gonna beat me
motherfucker.
that day. They ain't beating me that day. Bro.
Hey, listen,
Hey,
T was
Pikmin port.
listen. If you were around there for the amiibo days, you already know what was up. All right,
I
you
know
had-
some tricks too, motherfucker. I know some tricks now. I didn't know that. I didn't know before. I know some tricks. So
you got that
I'm gonna get
wisdom
my
with age.
pre-order
I'm gonna
in.
have
Goddammit.
Robert pre-order it for me because he seems to get through every time.
And he does.
I think Robert has 8 phones and he don't tell nobody
just think
until the pre-orders come out.
There's got to be something to that because every
He got a
time
burner phone
you
that
got
just
3
uses the pre-order
PS5s,
shit.
like
I remember the Steam Deck with pre-order. I had my laptop, my phone, my iPad. They're refreshing like a mother. All of I was in a doctor's office too. They're looking at me like, "What is this motherfucker doing over here?"
Oh, he must be really looking up his health and whatnot. Nah, fuck that. Let me get the Steam Deck real quick.
Like, this big got more devices than a little bit. What is going on over here?
To me, that's the funniest shit when motherfuckers think you being like productive and you doing the most degenerate shit in the world.
You look like you hacking into the Matrix right now.
Oh, look. That's what happened. That's what happened when the amiibos came out, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out when these Fire Emblem amiibos come out. I'm at work. Look, got Target, Best Buy, and fucking Toys R Us up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get one of these fuckers.
I'm launching you in right now.
Yeah.
Need this one.
I told my boss I gotta take an hour lunch break. Mine come back, man. I was struggling. That was a whole addiction. Oh my god. That's the only time I've ever called in sick and not actually been sick.
On vacation when it's reordered for me.
So, Juice, you don't think anything bigger than Star Fox?
I'd like
other than Chronicles.
That would be sad. That would be sad.
If they're gonna do a Donkey Kong, I mean, it depends. It's probably gonna be great, so I'll be excited for it. But I don't know. It's just hard.
I just want to see him in
say
they
wouldn't hold that for the next system, you know, unless that system's a year out. Maybe the next system's summer 2025.
I'm always double-minded about that kind of stuff, like properties that don't necessarily sell as well as, like, you know, other ones. So sometimes like you know, for like Metroid, like, oh, it would be a good idea if it was cross-generation, because that way they would get the most out of the sales. But, you know, the counter to that is, and we talked about it with Retro, is like, then that means they're not putting in all the resources and power into the Switch 2 version, so it's not going to be, you know.
I mean, there's two sides of the argument. Do you want the Switch to end with a bang and have like a nice swan song, or do you want to save it for the launch? Maybe the launch for the Switch 2 is going to be so stacked that it's not going to matter. Like, I mean, a really great Donkey Kong game, 2D or 3D.
Well, I mean,
I ain't gonna be mad at it. You know,
if it's as strong, if the power is enough to get more ports. I mean, not more ports, but more more third-party support. Sorry, more third-party support. Then the question is, listen. We've been through a lot this year. Right? Don't do this. Now, look, all I'm trying to say is, if the power is there to justify it, then I mean, I don't really see that much a problem with us what's ending the Switch off on a strong note, but like maybe the Switch 2 doesn't get like. Also, I think you know what it really is. It's like the PlayStation effect, where the PlayStation consoles always end on some high quality shit, and you're like, okay, and then the new console come out and you got Resogun, you know.
Yeah, and you're like, what is this?
Well, ain't no Resogun, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
This is taking a pot.
Hey, I'm just listen. Unless you about to say and tell me Resogun was a genre defining game, we're gonna chill out. Right?
One of Juice's favorite games. So it's a good game.
I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm just saying. Was it an amazing game?
I would say that there was a lot of capping going on for the game for people who never played anything like that and never, you know,
they had nothing else to play. Man,
I think people were just surprised at how capping
their asses off.
I feel like a lot of people were surprised at just how good it was. Because because I remember that's all you heard about because it was the best game at launch. But I guess before we go any further, I just want to say like I'm not like ever like super excited for like these presentations, but I gotta say this is the most intriguing for me just because it's such a weird spot for Nintendo. So I'm intrigued just to see what they're actually gonna do. Are they gonna put out some heavy hitters at the end of this year, or are they gonna whimper out?
Once again,
damn, that's crazy.
I thought they already
once again
did.
We don't know anything.
They did that one that 3DS game Miitopia. Wasn't that Miitopia?
Yeah, Miitopia.
It came out and I mean, I didn't.
Came out and
it went. It's like, yeah, would that come out? Yeah, it did. Shit.
It still sold. I think it sold over $1 million though, from what I remember.
Of course it is. It's a fucking Switch. Nintendo.
So what we're saying is
obscure titles on this bitch and still sell and make good money. So why can't we get some of these bigger games?
I'm gonna say one thing though
that we've been asking for.
I want one. I need at least one 3DS port. And I already know you should know which one it is. I want.
Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
Somebody
needs that.
It's gotta.
Codename
I need
Steam?
that. No, all right. Listen, I love that game.
Ever Oasis.
I love that game. Ever Oasis was such a sad situation. I'm gonna be real with you. That game came out way too fucking late for its own good.
It's too late. Nobody gave a damn.
It's not even a bad game. It just came out too late.
It's a great game.
So it was just too late, man. Fuck.
It was in the middle of the Switch, surge.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
At least Sushi Strikers at least dual released on both consoles to help its finance a little bit.
Right.
Most likely game to get a remake to that Nintendo.
Now you mean like an actual remake
game?
Donkey Kong Country.
Like a Link's Awakening type of remake. Like just the most like if I'm saying there will be one, but what do you think's the most likely candidate for like a remake come either from the DS, 3DS, or obviously older GameCube?
Ooh.
Pokemon.
No.
Black and White too.
Well, of course.
Wario Land.
Shut the hell up, Samsung. I need you to keep your mouth closed.
Land.
We've already had 3 Mario games this year.
I don't think it's Mario.
Wario Land.
Wario Land. Okay, that's.
Ooh, that's
I was
not a
thinking
bad one.
like, not that.
That's a Nintendo move right there. That's what they would pick as Wario Land.
Because the original Wario Land is not on the Nintendo Online, and it pisses me off. Like, how did you put 3 on there or 2, and that one's not on there? That doesn't make any sense.
It's funny because the Wario Land games are similar to like Persona, where they were a spinoff of a main series. The Wario Land, I think, was it Super Mario Land 3? Wario Land was the first one, and then Persona obviously came from Shin Megami Tensei. So
I'm gonna go a different direction from everybody's Twilight Princess. I'm gonna say
I'd argue it's better or bigger now than the original series. Persona is bigger than.
Oh no, it is.
Tensei.
It is.
So my pick for a remake is Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link.
Ooh.
Not sure what they're gonna do with it.
But that would be a good one to remake because that's the black sheep. And
Majora's Mask.
I don't know if they keep the overworld random battle thing, but
they probably would
make the side scrolling actually like the combat actually like fair and possible to. I'm sure people got good at the game, but man, I struggled with that damn game, and I kept getting lost. Maybe that was just a me problem, but.
No, it wasn't a you problem. I got lost too in the fucking game.
You're trying to think it's 2024. I'm trying to think.
That give me nightmares because you die and then Ganon shows up. I hate that shit.
You again?
I'll ask you a question in a second, Ibsters, after we get the remake. I wouldn't even mind the original Zelda. I've seen a really cool fan-made remake that looks very true. It's like a 3D isometric, but uses kind of the original.
That would probably be an easier one because they would do it the way they did Link's Awakening, and that would be easier to translate than 2 because there's There's the map open, the map world part of it, and then there's the side scrolling stuff. So it'll be a little bit more work, and maybe they don't want to do that extra work. I
Can
don't
we
know.
get some Yoshi love and get Yoshi's Home?
Ooh,
People,
Yoshi's Island with like,
Talking about the Mario
um,
World, Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
yeah, with
And they'll silence the baby so he won't cry as
It'll be
much.
30
Um,
FPS though. They make it look
yeah,
pretty.
what engine would you use? How would you make it look?
That's a good one.
I just go all in, make the most amazing like layered 2D side scrolling that they can muster. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the art style, the original idea of it was like a Crayola kind
Yeah.
of
like a Princess Peach
Art-
Showtime kind of where it has like really cool foreground, background.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Get
That
rid of
yeah,
the
like
annoying
you said,
crybaby
kind of.
though. Like,
Yeah,
make the
that's what I was
crying
saying,
sound a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah. Maybe
I
even
mean, that
one
was
of
a
those
smart
cell shading
gameplay
looks.
decision though,
Yeah, I just
because they said people just left the baby
Mhm.
when he fell off.
Right.
They had to make a
That's
thing to make you want to go get his ass, and that was it was smart. You don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. So it should just be like, like how it does when it's counting down and stuff like that. It just call it good.
Sally, that's a guy I'll bring up like a possible third party, like late 7th gen or 8th gen port or something. But let me get to Ibster's question. Would you prefer Nintendo to end the Switch with big bangers like 3D Mario, Zelda, etc., or harm Switch's 2 launch, or make do with a small port or game like Peach Showtime and save bangers for Switch? I'd rather save them at this point, but depends on what they got for the launch. They might have the timing of it. There might be a lot of games at the launch. They might be able to give the Switch like a Mario, like a Donkey Kong or something. And
yeah, I guess it depends on how many. Do we get a 2017 situation where we got like 4 strong ass titles? Like
I think so.
I think it was what, Mario Odyssey,
Yeah.
Xenoblade, Splatoon, ARMS,
Zelda.
and
Breath of the Wild.
and Zelda.
I think we'll have Mario Kart, a 3D Mario, possibly Metroid Prime 4, and
And then you throw on Xenoblade Chronicles X because
Lenny got the jokes today, bro.
Lenny's always in a comedian.
Yeah, you got Joy-Con drift.
And it makes you think the Joy-Cons aren't working.
Hey, that's
drift,
that is some
damn it.
Eternal Darkness type stuff.
That's hilarious, bro.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
capital on some
No,
Eternal Dark. You'd be like, yo, not again. For real. We doing this already?
I know clock to make it look like your screen's got a scratch in it.
Well, your HD Rumble just goes crazy like that NBA Playgrounds game used to make mine go. Like, oh god dang!
You shot the fuck out that ball, bro. That's crazy.
Battery's dead. Battery is dead.
I had to patch that shit. It was insane.
I think we're gonna get a lot of filler type stuff though in this 40 minutes.
It's gonna be. I expect ports. I
think you're gonna get
ports.
Lego Horizon in there. I don't know. Probably nothing Capcom because I don't think they have.
Again, last year I can't remember NES, but NES kept going into the Super Nintendo's life. I don't remember what the last year of that, but last year Super Nintendo we got fucking Donkey Kong Countries and shit. Last year of N64 we got Majora's Mask, we got fucking Perfect Dark, we got Conker's Bad. Like, come on, bro. I don't remember. Again, I don't remember GameCube as much, but we did get Twilight Princess the last year. So.
And we got,
Wii's last year was great.
Yeah.
2010 to 2011, we got Donkey Kong Country Returns. We got GoldenEye.
We got the Zelda joint.
Yeah, we got
2011 to
Skyward
2012 was
Skyward
pretty
Sword.
good. As soon as Skyward Sword came out, there was nothing until the Wii U. And they
But
didn't.
I'm just trying to battle the sentiment that it's the last year and we can't have anything but filler stuff. I disagree.
I just think the direct's
think
gonna be filled with filler, not like there be.
I think that out of all all the generations they've had, this one in transition is the most critical, and yet it's the least. How should I put it?
Well, at least
Not the
exciting.
least serious. No, not the least serious. But the transition is so seamless because the systems should be, as far as we know, so close to each other, as opposed to other systems in the past. Like you literally had to use different cartridges and you had different controllers and stuff like that between even the evolution and the revolutionary consoles. But this one is like you're getting this.
Yeah,
but it's not
Wii
a
U.
version. That's true. Minus the Game Pass.
I hate how quickly he shot you down. Like,
But the Game Pass, though.
Oh,
I'm saying all
what the
this.
fuck?
But I'm saying all this to say is that if
he
even
said
the
it
cartridges,
in the fucking
Who's
chat,
this
too.
guy?
the cartridges
Who's
and
the
the way to
strange-
play the game.
What's this icon on the
He's
screen?
stepping all over Sandstorm's
Sorry.
commentary. I couldn't hear what he was
It's
saying.
irrelevant because
What up,
Gaming
my
with
guy?
Me is here. What the fuck?
We can make him wait the same way he made us wait. Go ahead, Sandstorm. Finish your thought.
So even with the Wii and the Wii U, the Wii had a different controller than the Wii U. But when you're looking at the Switch to Switch 2, and we don't know this for sure, but everything should be just kind of that seamless transition. So I'm thinking,
that's big. That's true. The biggest thing with Nintendo consoles, especially, is the controller, and we
so
have different controllers every time. So yeah,
even if we're looking at a port or not a port, if we're looking at a bunch of big time games that come out at the end of the Switch, I don't think it affects the Switch 2 as heavy if it is backwards compatible. So
right, I agree. Great point. All right, now we can address this moment.
Robert, how you doing? What's up?
Been a minute.
You got your mic on?
Oh
No,
sorry.
you sound like you're in
He hasn't used Discord in years.
Yeah,
man.
you haven't been on Discord this year.
He's been around the world all
Sounds like
over
he's on
again.
the Ocean Gate.
Yeah, fishbowl.
submersible.
You got that new
Update
fishbowl mic.
2024.
That's
There we
better.
go.
I gave you a
There
shout
we
out
go.
on the
We're good.
video, by the way. It ain't uploaded yet, though. But
What happened?
so I gave Robert a shout on my last video. It ain't uploaded yet, but
Oh yeah. Well, thank you in advance. I appreciate that.
Oh, is it? This is old school as fuck. He plugging videos and shit. That's great.
guys, and it'll be up very soon.
People don't realize. Go back and watch some of the old podcasts. T used to promote a video like every fucking podcast, dog. He would eat this motherfucker had shit lined up. I almost be like, bro, you plotting like a motherfucker. This is ridiculous.
I was listening and
the main
I
video,
heard-
so I had to make a little
You're
short.
Tomodachi life.
Oh, he heard Tomodachi. That's why he jumped in.
that would be huge for me, man. I would love that. That'd be a banger. That'd be a huge banger. That'd be a
come on.
huge banger.
I'd rather
I
have
feel
the
like-
one next to Tomodachi than Tomodachi.
Well,
What was the
Son-
gimmick of Tamagotchi? I don't even remember. Like, what was the selling?
Your
point?
friends.
Well,
You
no,
put your
it's like
friends
a
in the
life
game.
simulation game where you
Oh
can
yeah,
have
but
your
yeah,
Mii's.
like you had like Beyonce and stuff. Was that Tamagotchi?
Shit
If you
was
wanted
funny.
to, I mean, but you could put whatever. You know, it's
Yeah, you can put anyone in there.
It would like sometimes they would you make them sing songs and you'd have them like
You get married and
like
shit.
married.
You'd have to have Mii's though, wouldn't you?
You can make them.
Yeah, it was
Just make a me. That's it.
what happened?
But they're not. You don't have like multiple Mii's saved on the Switch anyway.
No,
do
you can. No, but you
You
can
can
make. Yeah, you can make multiple me's.
And at least
I had 100 of them logos on Wii. I brought them
me too,
over.
Wii.
I had to delete me
People
just
were
to
sharing
add more
codes,
Mii's.
right?
Yeah, all
sharing
I gotta do is download them.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
made
download
addiction.
Bruce Willis and
That's what made
Uh,
Tamagotchi in those
yeah,
games,
all
'cause
kinds
you already had
Darth
Mii's on your
Vader, yeah.
system, so it was funny to see you like going out and date or find it. You were talking about how you're like going out with. You had a Beyonce Mii for whatever reason, and it sounded funny, but it's like.
Oh,
would you
dude,
have-
I played like over 80 hours this game. I played a ton of it.
Would
It
you
was
have to
ridiculous.
create a bunch of Mii's on Switch in order for the game to work, though?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey man, I'll go through the
Gotcha.
task.
the Switch doesn't transfer your Mii's.
No,
It does transfer
Just
the
your Mii.
yeah,
Like the
your
base-
main
yeah,
one,
your
but
Mii,
not like
your,
the
your
rest of
Okay.
them.
like your Wii U one or whatever, right? Was it
Yeah.
for 3DS?
I had
Either
some.
one?
Yeah.
I made some cool ones. Plus, I downloaded. You could download ones on the Wii, and
Yeah, I downloaded so many of them bitches.
somebody made the Crow from Brandon Lee's The Crow, and some really amazing ones that were just.
But I
what the
remember
hell.
me and my sister on the actual we create so many. Again, it became 100, and then we had to delete and to make more. I remember you would grab them to delete them, and they'd be going like a scrambling, and then
Maybe
you
we
delete them. You remove from existence. So good.
Actually,
And-
speaking of
like torture.
speaking of like the Wii U and 3DS, did y'all know that like it was trending on Twitter because of what happened with the whole Elon Musk made it where like you can't see each other's likes. So someone's like, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make an extension that's the which is what you used in Miiverse. You didn't like it, maybe you post or whatever.
Man,
That was
he doesn't like
that's
free
awesome.
speech.
I didn't see it,
Like,
but
after all, he doesn't like free speech.
I see it under random
like-
tweets, man. Some people post the random and you're just like, Nintendo, you have something. You got something there. Please.
they're gonna need to
Jesus
because
Christ.
everybody, all the major consoles, you can no longer post directly to X. So you gotta have
No.
something.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect time for Nintendo to try bring back the Miiverse.
Miiverse. Make it happen.
Miiverse, like Miiverse would be phenomenal for me to see that come back.
Great.
That's all you
Well, I
need.
mean,
That's all you need.
we
to
all want
really win.
Miiverse. Yeah,
It makes too much sense, man.
Maybe
That's
it
why they
wouldn't
won't
be the
do it.
same with with the big casual crowd and stuff, but man, with just a bunch of dedicated Wii U owners, I mean, you could. It was awesome for Mario Maker. You'd share that.
Mhm.
and
Oh.
A ton of people would play your level. It's not like I have a ton of followers on Twitter, but when Mario Maker 2 came out, I shared my level. I put all this work into it, and like 5 people play it. I'm like, God damn.
I think that had to do with Mario Maker 2. Then it had to do like, but people weren't on 2. They were on
No,
the way we were
same.
on 1. It just wasn't. It didn't feel the same. That you take the gamepad out of the Mario Maker equation, it just don't feel right. It just
For sure.
wasn't as intuitive.
It had better, like, you could make better levels for sure, but it's just
Yeah.
they took
Yeah,
some
yeah,
costumes.
Yeah, it had improvements.
The Mii costumes away from
The
the
Mii
NES.
stuff, yeah. Then they take out the like the different characters too. You
Mhm.
could play as
Yeah, they
with
added that
the
back.
amiibo and shit.
The
Yeah.
one update
That was
added
insane.
added the Zelda stuff, which was cool. But you had that with any Mii or any amiibo you had.
Any amiibo you had, yeah.
You could make a Metroid level and have a Samus suit.
I mean, fantastic. So it went beyond making Mario levels. You can be super creative.
So Rob, what do you think? What's a potential remake from an old? I mean, we've already had 3 this year. Well, 2 remakes, 1 enhanced port. Just a game you think has potential, like something like a
remade?
Tommy Dachi Life or something. What do you think's like?
It better not be. I want a sequel, man. I don't want no goddamn remake or
I
port.
feel
or
like
anything.
there's gonna be a remake or a port.
No, there definitely will be. I mean, like, absolutely. I to say what it would be. I mean,
Another one.
you always see. I know you brought up X, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I know it's kind of like, it's like the thing that's been thrown out so many times.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a launch window.
At this point, it's getting weird that it's
Emily
not on
Rogers
Switch.
said it was coming out in
Yeah.
the launch first 3 months.
The fact that it's
Oh,
not
yeah, I
on Switch
remember that
makes me
shit.
happy though, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's cool.
Well, plans changed and yada 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 blah blah blah.
It keeps raising the price on my sell value. That
I
Yeah,
got the
true.
special.
You're not gonna get rid of the game, Sandstorm.
Yeah.
He says gonna be talking like he gonna get rid of the game. You motherfuckers gonna be getting rid of y'all games. Y'all collectors.
I got
y'all
the
spend,
collector's
Yeah, yeah,
y'all
that's
spend
right.
all y'all money.
It could go up
I
to
rebought a collector's edition because mine got water damaged, and I already had the game, so I resold the game. I sold that bit for $90. I
Nice.
thought that was pretty good for a used.
Somebody wants to give me $500 for my special edition.
How
I'll
much
probably
is
take it.
how much has been on that collector's edition though?
It's probably like $120.
$500 for the base version. I'm probably
Okay.
still not taking it, to be honest.
Yeah, because I don't know. Remember it came with the little USB that had the music on it. It was shaped like
it's
the
low quality though. I was disappointed by the audio. On
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't great. I just wanted that trinket.
It looked
I
cool.
didn't give a fuck. Right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what I mean, in terms of a remake. I mean, I'll throw out, I guess, literally anything in the world. They're gonna remake. Damn, hold on.
Mario Party
Battalion
Superstars?
Wars. They're gonna remake Battalion Wars.
It's Excite Truck.
Oh man.
Oh.
Excite Mike.
I wouldn't be mad if they remade or some remastered Battalion. Oh, you said it already. Never
Yeah,
I
mind.
just said it right now, yeah.
You weren't paying attention, man.
You said Battalion Wars, but I was
Yeah.
thinking Advance Wars for some reason.
Oh.
As if we didn't already have that.
Yeah, put Battalion Wars 1 and 2 together. I'd be happy with that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe they
You
have
know
that.
that
I don't
3D
know.
Mario
That's
team's
thrown out
gotta
anything.
have a 3D Mario team has to have a game nearly ready, either for the Switch.
Right, I
2
think they're gonna
launch
say that
or-
this for Switch too.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
that would
I
probably
would be
switch too.
stunned. I'd be stunned if they released a 3D Mario. It make no sense.
I
to
love
me,
how
but-
last
Yeah, it
couple
wouldn't make
weeks-
any sense.
couple weeks ago T was like,
But
yeah,
would
they
you be
haven't-
happy though?
It's
if
been
they
7
released
years
it?
since the 3D Mario and did completely ignored Bowser's Fury.
What?
I will ignore that
Man,
comment.
There's a lot of aggression towards.
Talk about new
just a lot of
3D
aggression
Mario
towards
game.
this game, bro.
Hey, I mean it was fun enough.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Fantastic.
Do you feel like you wasted your money? Is my question.
No,
Juice.
because I played 3D World again, so it was worth it.
Okay. All right.
It was like 45. I think.
I gotta watch it. Juice had them moments be like, you know what? Thinking back on it, that was a waste of fucking money.
Maybe
So
I'll let all you guys
I'm gonna ask you
borrow
in
it.
6 months.
Maybe I'll let you guys borrow it so you can play it. You know, you can get it.
Borrow it.
A few hours later, you can take it back to the post office and send it to the next person.
What the fuck? Are we passing a damn Switch game around like a used condom? What's going on?
Like a whore. A dirty, stinking whore.
It's like the
See,
town-
I was trying to be. I felt like I was less crass, weirdly enough.
It's like the town bicycle.
Oh my god!
Hey man, we already got games that are getting inspired by Bowser Fury. It's
Tell 'em,
already
bro.
we got that new game from the Demon Turf person that was inspired by none of the Bowser Fury specifically, and I'm like, hey, that's
Demon
it,
Turf, I love them games, man. I love
you know what I'm
them
saying? So look, in the end of the day, game made waves for somebody.
games. Yeah.
For that.
You think?
Look, I'm not hating on the game at all. Like Retro said, I don't like the fact that there's DLC locked behind a $60 paywall of a game that I already own. That was my biggest problem with that game.
You know what your biggest mistake was buying a Wii U. That was your biggest mistake. You should have never bought that other Nintendo
Apparently,
system.
Nintendo telling me I wasted my time and money buying a Wii U. Apparently,
Oh,
not for
absolutely.
Xenoblade Chronicles X though.
Hey, listen, what?
You still ain't got it. And you don't have your Legend of Zelda double pack either.
Oh my god!
Wind Waker, where's my Wind Waker? My Princess double pack.
It blows my mind how many people really want that damn double pack so bad. I'm just like, yo, what is wrong? It's so
First of all,
crazy.
They
If it
want it
even
because it can happen. That's why they want it.
I
It
don't
wouldn't
know,
be a
man.
double pack even if it happened.
Look, and
Nintendo ain't giving you 2 games for $60. You can get that shit up. You can forget about that.
At the end of the day, I get that like I'm very different. You know, I like to pick up these. You know, we're a lot of us other than like well, I guess really just like me, T, and maybe Sansom. I don't know, but you know, we like to pick up the older games and the older consoles. You know, I don't need all
All the
these
time.
damn things to come on all this new platform. I'm good.
No.
Yeah, this idea that everything has to come every new generation, that's kind of crazy. You know how many thousands of games there are?
What's
Exactly.
that word? There's a word for it. When you expect something, when you expect it.
Entitlement.
Entitlement. Thank you.
Entitlement.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were. I couldn't tell if you were setting up for the joke or if you just genuinely didn't remember.
No, it fell out of my.
It felt like a joke.
What is
It
that-
felt
what
like
is
a
that
bit.
word?
Like y'all had worked this out in advance, and I was like, "Damn, I must have walked in on that. That was masterful planning, you
Think there'll
two."
be-
It's a word that I'm thinking
Put
of.
it
that
down.
you
I ain't doing
feel
that.
in your soul. That you feel in your soul, and I know you know because you do it all the time. What is it called again? Oh, entitlement.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what.
That's what I was feeling. I thought it was an alley oop. I thought you threw it to TNT, just slammed it in.
That's why I wasn't trying to finish the word. I was trying to set it up for him to take it back. You know, I kept saying,
Y'all
and
can't
let him
listen.
finish.
Don't be out here being this generous with these conversations. Ask me the ball, shit.
How about maybe Kirby? Another Kirby.
Didn't they just run out a port
I
like
think
last year?
We got enough.
I could see them
Did
doing
we-
a Mario Party.
That's
with
why-
Kirby.
That's right. Oh, a Mario Party, I feel like has to happen. I feel like-
As we got the Wii port, and then we also have the
Don't we
new
have
one.
3
Obviously.
Mario parties at this point on the Switch?
It will be.
Yeah.
No, 2.
Yes,
Super
will
Mario
be.
Party and Superstars.
So
Yes,
And
it
they
will
both
be.
sold over what 10 million. So
It's gonna be. I know what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be. After groundbreaking testing and figuring out what the people want, we will finally get F-Zero, the N64 version remake.
What?
That sounds actually pretty. That sounds pretty on brand. Actually, I'm not gonna bullshit you.
Outside of the Super Nintendo, F-Zero is too niche when it comes to Nintendo's thinking. I think. Oh, it sold 1 million on. Actually, it sold 1 million on everything. Sold 1 million on.
It's pretty niche, man.
N64, and it sold 1 million on.
It's pretty
GameCube.
niche, man. Only like only 1 million people.
I bring that up. That's what certain fans will say. Oh, it didn't sell that many. 1 million copies on consoles that didn't sell very well, by the way.
Mhm.
So I think it did
I
pretty
don't know.
good.
T, he just don't know what to do with it, man.
Didn't they download F-Zero 99 too?
Shh.
A lot of those
What the
people
hell
were
I mean, it don't matter if it's getting played now. The money's already in here.
right.
Maybe it'd be a new Rhythm Heaven. I would like a new Rhythm Heaven.
Man, we
mean,
talking about top tier, big tier games here.
I knew he was gonna get. And you
Hey,
mentioned
man.
this. You mentioned this tinky winky ass shit.
Hey man, you know me. There's no tears in my mind.
Dance games. We ain't talking about that.
I didn't even know that was Nintendo.
I'm just kidding.
What Rhythm
Yeah.
Heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Rhythm Heaven?
Yeah, Rhythm
No?
Heaven. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Rhythm Heaven is Nintendo.
You didn't know it was a Nintendo IP?
Mm-mm.
And
Let's see
Electroplankton
what,
2.
So
Nintendo
here's
fraud.
All right, shut up.
here's some Wii U games that haven't been ported yet to Switch, and a couple of them there's no chance. But Nintendo Land, Wind Waker HD, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Star Fox Zero / Star Fox Guard, Paper Mario Color Splash, Splatoon 1, and Twilight Princess HD. So you could write Splatoon
Kirby and
1,
the Rainbow Curse.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse,
Yoshi's Woolly World.
Woolly
At this
World.
point, they're bringing them down.
Dude.
Splash.
Damn, Robert, you had the damn list.
Oh, that's why I
Jesus.
was.
Right.
I don't
just,
think
I'm thinking
you
about-
could do Kirby, but
I don't think you can
Is
do
that
Color
the
Splash,
Super one?
but they
Super
might
Mario
find
Maker
a way.
1.
you're not gonna do Color Splash because you just had a Paper Mario.
You just
Splatoon
had
1 doesn't
Mario.
make
Yeah,
sense.
it'd be redundant. Yeah.
Nintendo Land just don't work without the gamepad.
What do you say about Splatoon 1?
I
It's
mean,
pointless because you got
it's
2 and
pointless
3.
because 2
Yeah.
and 3 has a lot of the same.
Right.
I think
I mean,
Rainbow
I
Curse
can kind of
is
see Yoshi's
out-
Woolly World. to
Woolly
be honest
World's
with you.
possible.
Woolly World. Yeah.
Star Fox Zero, without the
No,
gamepad, they'd
I
have to
don't
redo it.
see that happening.
They could.
It would still work without the dual.
Yeah.
They could make it work.
I don't.
with
I think the
dual.
likelihood scenario out of everything that more I think about, obviously Xenoblade and Yoshi. I think
Yeah.
those are the two that
Yeah.
could be potentials.
People talk about the controls in that game. That's not even my problem with that game. My problem with that game is that bit is generic as fuck.
Yeah. What about Star
Which
Fox
one?
Guard?
Star Fox.
Underrated. Just
Planet
Star Fox
World.
Guard is
Yeah,
great.
Star Fox Guard.
I was
Nah.
kidding. I never opened it. It's still sealed.
What? I love Star Fox Guard, but I mean that's not a full game. That's DLC.
Yeah.
That's
What?
Side
No,
content.
that's its own game. It's
man,
in
shut your
it-
ass up, man.
We're not doing
That
this.
didn't need
Why
to be
is
on
this
a
has
separate
happening?
nothing to
disc.
do with-
Why
it
is
has
this
no-
happening?
it's-
Please don't do this.
on day one,
Don't-
mind you, on
Guys,
day one,
please don't
mind
do
you,
this.
and it has nothing to do with Zero. It
God
has
damn
nothing
it.
to do with Zero.
Man, well, why
I
is
know
it
this
called
is
Star
happening.
They
Fox
knew they
Guard?
couldn't sell that individually. That's why.
They knew- exactly. Thank you.
I got
Nobody-
deja vu because you
you
said
know
the
why
same
it's
thing
not-
like 6 years ago. Like,
Nobody was.
you said the exact same thing like 6 years ago. It fucked
Wait,
me up.
Did the eShop though, like separately? I thought it was, to be honest with you.
What?
Maybe they tried, but they knew
Isn't
that
that
no
on
one was
the
buying
eShop,
Star
like,
Fox
separately?
Guard.
Like Star Fox Guard, I thought it was.
I played that game for 2
Listen.
hours, and I was pretty good. That was fun. It was done.
Listen, let's just make
But
a
it's a full
Tetsuo
game.
Robo remake and let's all go home.
What about
It's a
Whiplash?
tower defense game.
Don't bring up Whiplash. Please don't. You mean Ziplash?
Okay,
Ziplash. There's gonna be some.
Yeah,
don't-
no. Listen.
Zip trash.
The
Don't bring
amiibo
that.
was the best thing to come out of that game. That's it.
Exactly.
I could
I'll
see.
say that every day. The best thing about that game is the amiibo.
I
Get
could
that
see
shit
a
out of here.
Samus Returns HD.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but more people are just expecting Prime, realistically. Just Prime
I
2
would
and 3.
love it.
Oh, Prime 2 and 3.
Hipsters, Devil's Third. Devil's Turd, but
You really? You don't think it'd be 2 and 3?
It'd be.
They ain't gonna do
they
it.
ain't gonna do two at
you really
three
go
at the
do
same
2 and 3
time.
kind of like Pikmin 1 and 2? Something
No,
like
but
that?
you could do 2. Like you could have 2 releasing like
I think it's gonna
today,
take them. I think it's
and then
gonna,
year 3 is releasing the holiday.
I guess, but that's a lot
happened?
of work.
I think they do it like
What
the
we
Pikmin 1 and
discussing
2.
now?
They wouldn't remaster them.
The
They
Prime
it'd be straight up.
remasters.
It wouldn't be
Oh, that
remastered.
ain't gonna happen.
It
If
wouldn't
they're
be
not
remastered.
gonna
It'd just be
remaster them, then
Prime
don't
2 and 3.
re-release them because that
Yeah.
Prime
Nah,
1 remaster was beautiful.
And Prime 3 is gonna take work.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
got
don't
the
see
motion
it.
stuff. I think 2 has a chance, but not 3. I'd actually want to play 2 again.
Yeah, corruption, right?
Yeah,
No,
that's
Yeah,
the other
Corruption's
one.
great.
I thought it was 3.
That's 3.
That's
Yeah.
three. What's it?
2 is
Echoes.
Echoes.
Echoes. Yeah.
Retro's favorite game.
I think did I sell that? I might have sold that.
Retro's favorite Metroid game for sure.
An all-time classic for him.
Hmm
Why y'all doing?
He puts it up there with Darksiders 2, Days Gone.
You saying it's like
Minecraft.
right in between them. It's right in between them.
I think Minecraft might be his favorite game now, honestly. Be
Ah,
truthful.
It might be one of his. It might be one of his for sure.
We don't move on to the retro roast. I see.
Yeah, we all gotta chill out.
I'll never forget the games I love but never finished video, and I'm like, I don't understand the concept.
Oh,
I've
because
never
it's
not
weird.
finished a game I loved. I just
Retro is weird,
I
bro.
just
I
don't
love him, but
understand
he's weird as fuck, dog.
Hey, look, we all play games differently. That's how he is. It's
You mean
fine.
not
the
finish
only
them?
games I didn't finish
That's
are
the-
the
that's
ones
the
I
different
did
part.
love.
Imagine loving Twilight Princess and then not finishing the game. I loved it too much. I don't want it to end, man.
I didn't finish a Tearaway, that's for sure. I kind of feel like
Oh,
giving that game
man.
another chance.
Damn, that's
Don't-
crazy.
I don't want to hear more about it though, because I know you're not
I
gonna.
got to
care
that
about
bigger open area, and I'm just like, I'm
Play
done
it.
with this.
It's sitting there.
I mean, I love it. You guys.
Hey man, I want to finish Astral Chain,
That's
so I
one
can't say
video.
anything.
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
played the game
You only
like on
played
Wii U.
5
and
hours of
that's
Astral
why-
Chain.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of it.
You're like, I
What?
tried,
I would have to
What?
I need to restart the game realistically.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll get a sequel, Astral Chain 2.
Astral Chain 2 possibility. I mean,
Mm.
I can't even play it, man. That's crazy.
There we go. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't 5 hours of Astral Chain? You
I don't know what happened. I don't have a good enough reason.
what's
Okay.
the game that I did something like
Well,
that
I
for?
did hear like this one like very.
Astral Chain is
I
the
won't- it's a third-party game. I'm sure Terrell saw it. I won't say if you don't want me to say
off the
just that
chain.
it's very likely going to be in it because it's like the one dude that has never been wrong so far. So it's like the very likely scenario is that
I know
it's
you're
in
talking
it.
What type
Yeah,
of, what's
yeah,
it?
yeah,
What is it?
I know
A
you're talking about.
remake or report or something?
No, it's a should maybe a brand new game. It might be. I'm
But
not.
it's
Oh.
They just
because
did a franchise. They just
he's
did a
likely
franchise.
he's
I know
likely
you're
But
talking
it's
right.
about-
a third-party game. It's a third-party brand. It's not from Nintendo.
Yeah, it's third party.
You
But
But I would
okay.
be
you
hyped to
could
sell. I
message
think it'd
me.
be awesome.
You can message me what it is.
Because he
Okay,
wants
Yeah,
to
I don't give a fuck.
You'll just be like, who cares? We could say it online.
That actually would be Juice's response.
I don't
That
know
literally
if
would be
Sandstorm's
Juice's
doing a
response.
reaction. He might wanna.
Oh, Donnie wants you to stream some of that backlog, Tiro.
I am doing it.
I know he does. He gonna hit me up later this week. Talking about bro.
Stream it.
I need
I got
to.
a Darksiders 2
I need to
Alan
finish.
Wake,
I need to finish my Don't Make Cry
and,
kick. That's what I need to finish.
and Tearaway are like the 3 games I need to finish that I started.
Those are the only games you need to finish.
I don't have Alan Wake anymore though. That was PlayStation Plus, so I don't have that.
You could have played it on your Xbox.
You don't got that no more either, so
I'm gonna buy that 2 terabyte.
PC, you can play that shit on your PC.
No, you ain't. Why you fucking lying?
I'm sure
I
it's
can't
cheaper than
believe
that.
you sat there and said that shit. About I'm gonna get that 2 terabyte Xbox
Hey, at
Series.
least it's more worthwhile than the $600 Spider-Man PS5.
Man,
That was
we don't want to hear this shit.
extra $100 for a freaking ugly ass red and blue. At least
The
that.
continued psychology of juice.
What are you talking about?
They be coming. You and your Xbox buying and
He's like, I used to
Explain.
own the 360, but the 360 didn't grow up with me, man.
Yeah.
I grew with the 360. It didn't grow with me. That shit.
Oh my heart, bro.
Well, never say never, but I don't know.
You know something?
I don't know if I-
Question,
Probably
Juice.
upgrade my graphics card. I mean, definitely would upgrade my graphics card before, like, rebuying.
Your Juice, quick
Xbox.
question, because I don't know if I asked you about it. Maybe I just forgot. You finished Hellblade 2, right?
I didn't start it.
Now you started.
okay. That's what I was like.
Play, right?
My
before.
brain was like, hey,
I was
said,
gonna
don't
play
really-
it. Then the guy basically came within $10 of my asking price, and I was like, God, well, I didn't have any other offers for like 2 weeks, so I was like, I better take it, because one time I didn't take an offer on something and I never sold it. So I was like,
I thought it was gonna be a day one play, bro.
I could still.
We
wear
talking
it.
about these Xbox dudes again? These
Or
motherfuckers was a trip. Where they funny as hell, right? So obviously the last 7 or 8 months has just been a fallout. It's been crying on Twitter, and it just some of the most staunch, like hardcore, bleeding green as Xbots completely flipped, basically on rumors and the fact that
those 4 games
they
came
brought
to
over
PlayStation,
fucking a few games, right?
Mhm.
They completely. I'm talking about hardcore, like Xbox One guys who just defending everything during that generation. It took this, and then what? That showcase happened, and they flip flopping like a mother. They was like, God dang. It's that easy, huh? Y'all a trip, boy.
They just need
That's
a
why
new
they
Gears
couldn't
of War,
beat us.
even though that
That's
ain't
why
coming
it
out
couldn't be
anytime
like-
soon.
Nah, that's gonna be 2026 at the earliest.
That's the new console launch.
I really hope
Yeah.
the
That's
only
probably
thing
a launch game.
the only thing that would crack me up is while Xbox is taking this little victory lap, Nintendo come around and do some reckless shit, and they be like, "Yo, why you gotta take all our thunder for, bro?" It's like,
Right.
and Nintendo fans, Nintendo fans being bad, like, listen, y'all still getting these games. What's the problem, man?
What was that? What you say about that showcase?
What you said about that showcase? You thought you were to take the internet by storm? How dare you?
Listen. In reality, you knew you was gonna get second place anyway. Ain't nothing wrong with
At the least, at the very best, it's gonna be second place.
I'm curious though, what are the Xbox guys that are flipping back like? Because a lot of those games are multi-plat, so I don't know what.
Yeah, but it's been multi-plat. It's not that was never the problem. They were falling for the narrative of the whole slate is coming. Gears, all that stuff is going to be on PlayStation. So they were falling for these journalists who eat off of this stuff. They eat off of and a lot of them have come out and said, yeah, we get more clicks when we
Didn't
do
Phil say
anti-Xbox.
confirm that some
When
more
we do
games are
anti-Xbox
coming?
stuff.
Didn't he do
Yeah,
that
there's gonna be
IGN?
more games, but it was this idea of Microsoft. It was going to be Microsoft games, and the rumor that for whatever reason they started believing Call of Duty wasn't going to be. I'm like, what the fuck do you think they bought Call of Duty? That of course is going to be on Game Pass. Like they started falling for all this stuff that had nothing to do with, Microsoft's plan. I'm sitting back like, you guys have already had multiplats this whole time. Like, what's the difference? They fell for the okie doke, and it's just funny to see a lot of these dudes or see some of the guys who are embarrassed, but they still have to keep, because they don't want to look bad. They don't want to flip flop and look bad. So it's like that's even more embarrassing. It's been entertaining for me. I'll tell you that much. It's funny to watch.
Do I need to go watch Next Gen podcast? That's what I'm asking.
I honestly didn't even
I
tune in.
haven't watched him in a while.
Yeah, it's been
Usually
a
I check it
while.
out.
You know
after
who
a big,
popped up my
big presentation or something. Usually I check.
You know what popped up on my channel? I want to say, was it today or yesterday? It was fucking Red Knight, and I was like, oh, I guess it's time.
What do you
It's
mean?
time for the Xbox showcase. I saw his
Oh,
the
I
whole
know.
like.
Video? Yeah, made a video.
No, he made a video.
Oh shit.
So I might watch that later after we get off of here because the entertainment value might be immaculate. We'll see.
He never wavered from what I could tell. But I don't know the last 2 years.
I ain't never scared of no rumor.
But,
Perfect Dark though. I thought that baby be out by now.
He said Perfect Dark was like fully playable back in like 2022 or some shit. Like
Based on a CGI trailer. Now I will say, whatever they
they
showed
might have
and
had something because they
that-
kind of
at that
started
time-
over, didn't they?
story-wise, it seems to be consistent with what that trailer was putting out. So at least they,
I don't know why
they didn't blow the game up.
I don't remember why they said they had to get Crystal Dynamics involved, but
They needed help.
They were
I wasn't
because
surprised
they were
by it,
losing
but I had
people.
forgotten about it. Actually, I've kind of.
What's
Wait,
the
wait,
is
wait,
it
wait,
the
wait, wait.
initiative?
Time out, When's the last time that Crystal Dynamics has really like worked on something?
When that Tomb Raider?
Avengers.
Tomb
Tomb Raider
Raider?
games.
The
Yeah, but
Avengers,
Tomb Raider.
was it Avengers? Weren't they?
Oh, they
No,
did
the Tomb Raider, is
Avengers,
that the
and
last
that
one?
No, you're
was
right. Yeah,
broken.
you're right. It's Avengers.
Avengers. That's
How
right.
long ago was that?
Avengers was
2020.
like,
3 years ago?
2020, I
No,
believe, or 2021.
2020. Yeah.
damn, it's been like, yeah, so yeah, 3 years.
Never
3 or
looked
4
good
years.
either.
Not bad. That's
Yeah, it
not
was
bad.
2020. Yeah.
That's not bad. I'm thinking like, dang, Crystal Dynamics hasn't been
But it's,
prominent.
I don't
since-
know. Like I
Well, their
don't
own
remember the.
group. That's one problem.
I don't remember like the reasoning before it, but I knew it, so I wasn't surprised when I saw it. But like, shit, I forgot that they were helping with that game. So I don't know if that was a Metroid Prime 4 situation where they might have scrapped what they had started and started over type of thing, or
Well, I'm probably more privy than most of the guys here on the Xbox stuff, but what had happened was
Don't do that. Don't do that.
and Phil Spencer actually even he said something about this in his interview with IGN. They were fucking trying to build the game while they were building a studio, and that doesn't fucking work.
That was that's such a weird thing to do.
Right, it was stupid, and they had top tier guys. But what happened is when you have a bunch of top tier guys together, they fucking clash. Oh, let's do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. And so they lost some people, and they had to kind of restructure. Is it the initiative? That's who makes it.
Mhm.
I feel like it's the initiative. They had to restructure them, and so that's why he said they hit their stride a couple years ago on the game. So, and that's when they brought in Crystal Dynamics as well to help out, because obviously they're pretty good at female protagonist-led video games. So, they brought them in for.
Clockett
for
probably isn't excited about their involvement because he's not a fan of the new Tomb Raider or the newest Tomb Raider trilogy, but.
I don't know why not. Well,
I couldn't get him to tell me about. He didn't want to talk about. I asked him about Perfect Dark. He didn't want to talk about it. So
he didn't want to talk about it. Like he was,
so yeah, I'm guessing it had something to do with Crystal Dynamics. He's not a big fan of the Tomb Raider games. They've
been cooking for a long time. Crystal Dynamics been around since what, the early '90s?
Early 90s, yeah.
They've been cooking for a while. They're not some upstart group.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of studios though. There's so much turnover, and since the golden age, a lot of people think the fifth and sixth gen were like the golden age.
Oh yeah.
Like some of these studios been around that long, and that's the one thing about Nintendo. They bring people up the right way. The older guys, they bring in younger talent, but they make them earn their keep before giving them projects, and like they do it pretty. They're pretty good at like an apprenticeship, basically, like somebody makes swords, or a smith person, or teaching the next person up to be as good as they were and have the same philosophies and
But
stuff.
you got to give him like I know Clock. Like he wants the original style of Tomb Raider game. It's just not gonna work today. It's not gonna sell.
And honestly,
people don't want to play a puzzle platformer.
Most people only think the original is the
2024.
only really good one out of the original trilogy. Most people think
I
the
think
first
2
one
was pretty fantastic as well. I think a lot of people capping and they ain't played them fucking games. I think a lot of people played the first one, and they really didn't play the other ones.
Seems
I
like
did.
3 is pretty universally agreed that it's the weakest, but
Yeah, it's the weakest. But so is I'd say the last Revelation is the weakest. That was some bullshit they just threw together because they needed a game out, because she was dead, and the last Revelation is a series of fucking flashbacks. That's what the game is. It's kind of stupid.
I think I have
So-
Legends, and then there was wasn't there like an Underworld?
Fucking Tomb Raider, because Eidos Interactive took over, and it was complete utter ass. Especially Angel of Darkness. Oh my god, that was some straight trash. And then Crystal Dynamics came back with was it Tomb Raider Legend? Was that the first one they brought back? And then they did God, what's the second one that they did?
Like Underworld, maybe, or
Underworld. That's it. Underworld.
Underworld, and Legend.
Anniversary and stuff. And then they obviously rebooted it. I think they're great games. I think Shadow is probably the weakest
Yeah, Rise to me is
of the
one
new trilogy.
is definitely the best. But the first game
Rise
had the
is-
most Metroid style like
Mhm.
mechanics and game. Like get a new tool and then go back to this area. And now you have access. But anyway, that was a little bit off the path. And we weren't talking. We've been talking about Xbox more than the Direct in the last 10 minutes or so. But I was just thinking like.
Well, we can make our predictions.
At this point, I just kind of want to just watch it. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Just
I think I really feel like it always feels like more than it really is, but it seems like the almost every direct this whole Switch generation has been very RPG heavy, and I wouldn't be surprised if that
and
continues.
you think I'm not happy about that shit?
It got RPG heavy when people who have been clamoring for RPGs during the Wii U are like, I don't have time to play all these damn RPGs.
That is that. What was it? I think it was. Was it? I think it was last year. I was like, God damn, guys, because it was like Xenoblade 3, and then it was like, oh, by the way, here's the DLC, and then like, oh, here's Octopath, and I'm like, oh my God, guys, what the fuck? Like, relax.
What's that one you played?
Which one?
The one that was like out of Japan only that they brought over.
Oh, Live Alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Live was, yeah.
Square wouldn't chill out between like Bravely. It was like Bravely Default 2, The World Ends With You, fucking that. And I'm like, God, shit, man.
Got about like Oninaki and
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
with like kind of action combat.
Yeah, and then
RPGs, bro.
That's the only thing that's been talked about third party wise. The Dragon Quest HD 2D remake they're doing. The what was it? Dragon Quest 3 or 2? I forget which one.
Didn't they just release one? What? That's
they did.
That's like Farm Sim part. What is that called?
I know you're talking about.
I can't remember the name of it. Come on, Richard. He knows. What's the name of that Square Enix game that?
I mean, they just released it, right?
Yeah, that has what's the series? Is it Tales of?
No, you're not talking about Binding Kaitos. No, you're talking about
it has like mechanics from
Symphony. Tales from Symphonia? No,
I think it.
Hold on.
Nobody knows what it is.
Where released
in the comments.
You talking about the Mana series?
Oh yeah, Mana.
Miles of Mana?
No. It was. I played them on the Wii. It was very popular.
The Saga series.
I can't see that far. It's right over there. I ain't getting up.
You talking about? Wait, you talking about Star Ocean?
No.
Fuck. You're talking about?
I feel like it's something, but
it's gonna drive me crazy now because you.
It's driving me crazy right now. So.
What the fuck? I'm trying to think what else you could be talking about. Hold on. Damn.
Square did a Wii thing.
Farming sim, but
Harvestella.
Harvestella. Thank you.
There we go. Shit.
Thank you, Robert, for saving me from insanity.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah, Square had a string.
Harvest Moon, and then I would have went to Harvestella.
Yeah, Square had a string of just not chilling the fuck out with games, and I'm like, guys.
Richard's like, I need more info, even though he loved that game.
Yeah, he was picking that game up. He was talking about it all the time. That's why I said retro. I was like, oh, you forgot?
Listen, that's another game he loves, but he'll never finish.
I don't know if he ever picked it up yet. I don't think he picked it up.
Expose.
I actually don't know if he's.
You got Starlink now, there, retro.
He didn't do that. Fucking terrible is what this was.
That's what they should. Man, let's see a Dragon Quest Builders 3, man. I'm down for that.
Builders 2 wasn't that old though, isn't it?
2019.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's been long enough. I'll give you that. Yeah,
as building sims.
That shit was good as hell, man. I really love
Robert's a Minecraft fan. He already knew it was
I got time
a story Minecraft kind of thing,
Yeah,
that was cool.
Like I said, I mean, listen, AA Square was in their bag. It's been in their bag. I'm not even gonna fucking blame, bro. But they just, I needed them to chill out with the rate of games because it was so fucking frequent. I'm like,
and they felt it in the sales department when a lot of things flopped.
I haven't gotten to oh my god, Octopath Traveler 2 yet. I haven't even gotten to that shit.
It's only it just popped
Triangle
up on game.
strategy.
It just
Remember they also did triangle strategy.
yeah, triangle strategy too. Yeah,
Oh, triangle strategy.
I got that, and I didn't get I didn't get a chance to finish that one.
Oh, it's just sitting there. It's just sitting over here in the
Yeah,
shelf.
it's in a box because I'm like, guys, y'all need to like
I
give
don't
me a
got
minute.
time. I don't
Give
have
me a
enough
minute.
time.
These are like
They
40
also
to 50 hour
they had that
experiences.
other one which was
What?
it was also like super basically titled, and you're like, what the hell is this thing called? And why is it
No,
it's
I have to be.
something hold on,
It was really simple. I know what you're talking about.
talking about, right? It's like
Yeah, because for
Square.
some reason Japan was just they're just like I'm just gonna name a game
Surely
this.
gonna change the name. No, they didn't.
Yeah, you're not.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of freaking
I
name
still
either.
alive. It still bothers me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Live alive.
Yeah.
because some people goes live, and I'm like that doesn't work.
Mhm.
And that game's weird as fuck. And I played that bitch on stream, and I was like, yeah, okay, we
It
got
is
it.
beautifully weird.
Right, Radiant? No, that's not.
No, I know you're talking about.
No. That sounds too complicated for the game I'm
That
Yeah,
does
that
not too
sounds-
complicated.
it
Oh yeah, I forgot they
does.
had that Chocobo racing game not too long ago too.
Oh,
I heard that too. I heard that was decent actually.
No, it was.
well, the game
But
is
it was just-
decent.
the
The
problem
pricing
was
structure.
there were just other things to play. That was the problem. like guys, I don't think y'all understand.
That's
Right,
that
they also-
pricing structure.
Various
That
daylight. There
DLC
you go. There
shit.
you go. Matt just said various
What is it?
daylight. What a various
Yes.
Oh,
daylight.
Yes.
yeah.
Various daylight.
I don't understand
you,
the naming
Matt Chad.
convention.
And not only that, the Diofield Chronicle.
The Dial crying.
That was all within like a year.
Yeah, like I said, like for some reason we got like a lot of like we got a lot of games.
5 solid RPGs a generation. I'm good. I don't need 20. That's
What
insanity.
they did is they gave you one big ass one with Final Fantasy remakes, and then they gave you a bunch of fucking smaller titles. And the only ones I really needed was Bravely Default because I wanted that one. I needed that one in my life.
What, the
Path I'm
original
fine
one?
with. Yeah, Bravely Default 2. This is the one we got
2.
on.
That's
Yeah,
the one that's on Switch.
yeah. Brave Default 2. Fucking fine with that one because that's what I wanted.
Is
I needed-
Bravely Second coming?
I don't think so because I heard that
You don't think
that's the weakest
The least
between
like
the
one?
three of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although they all need to cut this weird not ending the game but ending the game thing out where like
Yeah.
you gotta do some extra shit before you can beat the game. I'm sick of that shit. People still get mad at the end of Bravely Default 1.
I played that. It's trash. What is he talking about?
Which one?
I used to talk about the Chocobo.
Oh, Chocobo.
The racing game?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I ain't have time, bro.
It looked good.
You know the problem is Square act like that's the only company you buy from. Like I don't buy from other companies. Like what the fuck? Like
do
you need to
you
go
think there's going to be like a big like surprise at all in the direct?
my question is it are you talking for
Unfortunately, I think it
Nintendo or in
depends
general?
if you're talking to me, and
Well, we know they're going to have Astrobot, but I mean like
I'd be like, yes.
Why you can't?
I don't even care. I just want that to see the fallout. I just need that in my veins. I need I need the tears, bro.
Listen, I need to see PlayStation fans fall out their chairs. That's all I need. Give me one gif of a PlayStation fan being like,
That would be
That's
insane.
all I need.
It ain't happening, but that'd be insane.
I need that church fallout. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Don't say it ain't happening. Because if you listen to how they talked about Horizon, Lego Horizon,
Yeah.
it sounds like it could happen because they were saying, we wanted to broaden the audience, all the Nintendo buzzwords for that's a Nintendo type of game basically. And I said it myself when I first played, and I love Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is the first one, by the way. No, Astrobot Rescue Mission is the first one, and it's fantastic. And I said it. I don't know if you guys remember back then. I said this is the closest to a Nintendo game that Sony or anybody has ever gotten. It felt like a Nintendo game, and I could see a world where, they don't plan on selling that many Astrobots on PlayStation 5. I just don't see it. And they already opened the gate, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Astrobot on Switch 2 or something.
I felt that with Astro's Playroom. I mean, look, I love that game. I think it's fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and it is like Nintendo like in design and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know,
Who's the developer
I'm glad
for
to see
Astro?
this new one. I was very excited. That trailer looks awesome.
Team Asobi.
It'll be their
Okay, there
best
we go.
game that they released since Returnal, probably. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a surprise. Like, I mean,
I just-
it could be another Mario Wonder type. I mean, just out of nowhere coming.
That
out.
was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that big of a surprise. I'm like, y'all got to do something with this fucking Mario movie, smashing everything out here. You got to put something out.
I would be surprised if that, even though we talked about a Donkey Kong 2D or 3D.
oh, that'd be awesome. What?
Mm.
That'd be
2D would be
fantastic.
great, but 3D would blow the doors off. People would be really, I think, surprised by that and happy with that, because Donkey
Those
Kong
people- it's
64 was obviously the only 3D Donkey Kong we gotten.
But here's my
And
question.
people act like it's a bad game. It's not a bad game, and it just made one tragic mistake in making you collect everything for every different character you played as.
Right. Yeah.
If they didn't do that, nobody would have a problem with that game, because that game visually is fantastic. The level design is great. It's just the fact that I got to take every fucking Kong and go collect the same thing, bananas and fucking blueprints and everything separately. So
Yeah.
people want a
I-
3D Donkey Kong game, and I think it could be great. There's no reason it couldn't be great.
Absolutely.
What
I
about?
wonder who would develop it. I don't know, but
That's true.
I don't see why Retro couldn't do
Could be
it.
the 3D Mario team.
But
They are
They're
busy.
probably busy.
Listen,
They're
listen,
busy.
Here's my
They're
question.
making their own secret game. They're making Metroid. They're too busy.
They've had, I mean, they've
It
been
would be,
working on-
that would be a nice surprise to find out that Retro is already finished with Metroid Prime 4, and then and the reason why it took so long is because they've also been working on DK.
They're working on DK.
That'd be a nice surprise.
or the biggest surprise would be Metroid Prime 4 is actually a Donkey Kong game. And
Shut
so
the
it's
fuck up.
Metroid
Turned into
Prime 4 Donkey Kong. Like
I should have known better.
Ooh,
Miss
Miss
Donkey
Man.
Kong.
Listen. This coming from Mr. Donkey Kong expands my dong. I already knew it was coming. I already knew what was going on.
So what about like a 6th or 7th gen or 7th or 8th gen port of a multi-plat that hasn't hit
Of a
Switch
multi,
yet?
fuck
You got
the
like your
multiplayer.
near games like
Give
You
me
know
a-
what it's gonna be? It's gonna be Grand
Oh,
Theft
you mean
Auto.
like a WoW multi-plat surprise?
Actually, Grand Theft Auto 5 would be the most.
I don't know if
the
it'd be
smartest.
WoW, but just like what's the next and possibly last like late.
It would be
7th.
awesome.
Probably
It'd be
GTA
awesome
5. I
if
probably would hear
Bloodborne
that.
got on Switch.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's
That would
wanting
be
to-
a big thing, I think. Even at this point, GTA 5 on Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
It's
think
not
of
like it ain't possible. It's fucking 360.
We got a lot of the 7 agent stuff.
We do now, like the Batman Arkham games are.
We got
Right.
fucking Bioshock. We
Bioshock.
got Borderlands. Fucking
Yeah, I think GTA 5. That would be the
GTA 5 would probably be the biggest thing that's left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know they would bring it because the big thing is the online, the GT Online. I don't know at the end of the Switch's life to do, but
I
you
think
got
that
a
would-
big
that-
install base. It's
What was that fucking game that I called?
What?
It was years ago, and nobody saw it coming, and I called it. It was it's a first-person shooting game where you can like kick people and it slows down and you can shoot them. Bulletstorm. I called fucking Bulletstorm on the Switch, and because I was channeling my inner Dr. Trey, I was like, "Oh, look at
You
this
went on
engine."
LinkedIn, didn't you?
And I didn't go to LinkedIn.
You
but
went
I
on
was-
LinkedIn, man.
But I was looking at like compatible engines and all this
I
stuff.
love
and
that
it just
shit, dog.
lined up. And I remember a certain big Nintendo YouTuber in this community was like, that seems weird to me, blah, blah, blah. I'll see it. And literally like 3 weeks went by and they announced it. And I was like, bruh, nobody gave me my flowers for that. But nobody cared about the game, so I understand why. Bulletstorm, what is that?
You gotta give them their
Bulletstorm's
flowers before they go away, man. It's crazy.
It was a cool game though. It's a game that like part of the DLC had like Duke Nukem in it and shit.
Sure, something. We also have Red Dead 1 on Switch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just make sure. I was pretty sure we did. I just couldn't remember.
Well, Red Dead 2 would be huge if that's.
There ain't no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that right now.
You
I
said
see that.
no way. Why you say that?
It's on PS4,
That's
man.
successor
It's on
talk.
PS4 and
That's
Xbox
Switch
One.
successor talk. That's Switch 2, baby.
No, I know, but
I personally wouldn't want it. I would want them to put it on Switch too, if they
Yeah.
were going to do it. But it's possible.
yeah.
I mean, they
Sure.
put Doom.
I'm waiting for that Switch 2 announcement. You get fucking Doom the Dark World out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
That's possible, too.
I think when the Switch 2
That
gets
probably will
announced,
happen. That's
you're
probably-
gonna see a lot of third party like Doom and Black Ops 6 and stuff get announced
Mhm.
for that, and like
Here's the
especially from
question.
Microsoft.
Do you think they talk about Call of Duty at all? Because I thought
They have
not-
to.
No,
You mean in this direct?
Yeah, I don't think so in this direct either. I think it'll come with the Switch
I
2.
think
I
they
don't
should.
think-
I think somebody should at this point because you got some expected to do Microsoft.
It's like, yeah, you fucking we signed an agreement. Where's my game announcement?
Right.
I'm
You
wondering- I'm
snitched
wondering
on us.
if
You snitched
that.
on us in the courts.
They were running around the UK talking about, oh, it would be great to have 120 million because the Switch was at 120. It was like 150 because they were adding all the other consoles in. It'd be
Yeah.
150 million new players, even though that's kind of bullshit because there's not 140 million Switch players. I have 8 Switches in my house. I counted. It's not like all new players. But the point was they were using the Nintendo Switch as a jump off. See, we want everybody to play. Look, we got 120 million people out here who aren't playing Call of Duty right now. So if you put that kind of talk out there, that means you got to put some shit on the current Switch. And so I need to see that.
Yeah, I'd be curious. The only way I could see
It would be
that happen,
direct because it would. If it's going to be announced, it's going to be at the Nintendo Direct. So
I just think if they were gonna do that, I think they, especially given it's Microsoft, I could see them doing this, but they could do like release it on Switch and then have like some type of upgrade sort of scenario for the Switch 2. So
That's
like,
probably that would make the most sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
but
But the
they
point
have
is, it has to come out on Switch. Is the point?
Call of Duty on Switch because they signed a fucking 10-year agreement. They have to put a
My
current
question is, how many
game.
people gonna pick it up on Switch though?
And
That'd be lucky.
no one. maybe a few people out of curiosity. But
Yeah, I
that's-
might have curiosity to be honest.
yeah.
I want the old Call of Duty videos to come back from Robert.
On the cart, I wouldn't even think about doing it. That's just wasting my time. I'm not doing that. But if it's on a cart, I'd be curious.
The way you said it would be a waste of my time and ability.
I know they wrote the whole deal. I think they're waiting for the next console. I really believe.
I mean, if we're being
for this-
fair,
I think they're
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is they signed an agreement, and they were talking about the current Switch in that agreement. So they got to put something out. They could put out Modern Warfare 4 or whatever. They got to put something out on the Switch that says Call of Duty on it.
But he did
Or-
say
yeah,
he
that was
did
one.
promise all players would get the same game, same
same game,
content.
same experience.
And by the way, again, I say this: people, that's crazy. That could never happen on the Switch. Call of Duty came out on the Wii
Yeah.
every year on the Wii, and obviously a lesser version, but it was the same game, so it can be done. And it
Yeah, I
should be
enjoy the
done.
hell of it. I had my little mic playing voice chat on Black Ops 1
Exactly,
on Wii.
exactly.
there was
You know,
a
I
whole
had
Nintendo
you had a friends
crew
list
of
on there,
Call
you
of
had-
Duty
you had,
players. It was such
you
a
had literally
weird
all
time.
things.
Call of Duty, Joy-Con, not Joy-Con. Look at me, God.
No, listen. We will pull out the Joy-Con boys. That's where the
Yeah.
squad come in here, bro. The Joy-Con boys come in.
Wii remote and nunchuck. Call of Duty Wii remote and nunchuck beasts. I'm talking would murk you. So it happens. It happened
And it was on the DS.
on the Wii U.
It was
On
on the
Black
DS.
Ops
That was
2.
a weird time. Motherfuckers go, I'm picking a Call of Duty on the DS for what? What
Hey man, it was.
are you gonna do on the DS with
I picked up because I want to play one day Black Ops 1 on DS because it's like it's own unique game. It has its own unique zombie maps and everything. It's like
Yeah. I
I'd
bought
be
Madden on the
curious-
DS.
I'd be
I
curious
bought
how
Madden in
people feel about it.
2006 on the DS, and good God, good.
Maybe Nintendo finally get Rainbow Six Siege in the future. I don't know. Fucking weird.
Hey. Nintendo
Oh,
shouldn't.
doing
If the Switch is as powerful as an OLED Steam Deck, I'm hoping it's a little more. it should get everything that the Steam gets.
Yeah.
So there should be no excuses.
Has there been a question? Has there been a lot of games that hasn't been able to play on Steam Deck or no?
Newer games, no.
Okay.
Maybe you have some issues where they don't run as well. But
they will play.
They play.
Okay.
Just like the older games that were, you know,
they have the problems with. Yeah.
I haven't checked in a while, but the Avatar game was really struggled on the Steam Deck and the other ones, the other systems too, because it just too much VRAM needed. But maybe they optimized. Remember, I only played the.
You're talking about the Switches. We're talking about 2 gigabytes of RAM, so that you could actually use. Is that right? Is it 2? Isn't it 2 gigs?
I think it's 3. I think it's got 4 total.
Oh, it's 4 total. Okay. Oh, and it's 4 total.
But I don't even think the operating system doesn't use a full one, so I think there's like 3.5 something.
You better not use a full one. The fuck?
Not that bare ass operating system.
What the hell you running?
Not the first Call of Duty on Wii, the Modern Warfare Reflex. That's the only one I played, and that one's pretty rough. I mean, but then I saw years later, I think after the Wii U was out, I saw like Black Ops 1 on the Wii. I was like, holy crap! Like that came a long way from the Reflex.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 is actually pretty good.
Black Ops 1 and World at War, the 2 that I played on Wii.
Black Ops 1 and I think Modern Warfare 2 maybe
3
or 3.
I just did a video on it.
And I was like, damn, those look way better than the first one, which was obviously their first.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3. I remember now. It's one. Yeah, Warfare 3.
2011.
I just did a video on it, guys.
Hey, shut the hell up! God damn, this is the 3rd time.
Videos in the can, you know.
In 2012, of Black Ops 2, man.
Link in the description below.
Black Ops 2 is so good.
Black Ops 2 is great. And then 2013, you had Ghost, and there was no more else for Nintendo.
No, bye Nintendo.
Even on the other
Ghost
system,
was the last
Ghost
game.
was just like these huge maps that just made the standard. What is it, 5v5 or 6v? I forget what it is. Standard size. Like you never see anybody. The time would run out more often than the kills.
I enjoyed Ghost. I mean,
it's like it was like battle mode on original Mario Kart 8. Remember that, guys? Battle mode on Mario Kart 8 original Wii U. Ooh.
Oh my god,
that was trash. What were they thinking? That's some lazy bullshit.
You had the quick turnaround option because you're just racing on a track, so you had to have some way to turn around.
I played apparently more than that I thought. And last time I played before the online shut down, I was like, "Damn, I played this much in battle, really?"
Did it tell you?
No, just like, but you know the amount of like numbers you would have online.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 1,500 more than the default, and I'm like, played that much?
Nothing ever dies anymore, man. I was watching Good Vibes Gaming, and they were playing fucking Phantasy Star Online.
I saw, yeah.
On a GameCube, on a Dreamcast, and they were all linked together in a party. I'm like, this shit is amazing, bro. This shit is amazing.
And on a modern PC
on PC, all linked together, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah,
the things that the fan community has come together and done is insane. Same thing with Wii U, obviously. Pretendo Network is out there, my friends. Pretendo. So that camaraderie exists still on Pretendo Network because it's a small group, few hundred people, and they all play. And it feels like the old Wii U days. Miiverse is back up. It ain't 100% yet, but it's back. And it's cool. It's cool as hell, man.
I'll have to do that one of these days. It's one of these days.
God, I remember we
one of these
days. Smash 4 until like 2, 3 in the morning. one more match. One
more match, bro.
Man, last time again, I was saying when I also went on Smash 3, I go on my replays and it's just literally just a bajillion of us. And like, damn, we played a lot. Holy crap.
We used to. I was gonna have to say something. And I had to say pause.
Shut up, bro.
We used to smash a lot back then. Pause.
You a grown man. We ain't doing this.
That's
Ain't my
not
fault.
I hated all that.
It ain't
I
my
hate
fault.
all
The
this.
slang changed, and now I can't say smash like that no more.
No,
my
I'm
fault.
not issue with you saying pause. Like, fuck you were too damn comfortable in your fucking masculinity to be out here saying pause to anything. The fuck? What are we doing, dog?
I would do that. I know the culture does it. It's funny.
Fuck the culture on that. They can go to dick on that one. Fuck that. That's
You
stupid.
know, the first
I
person
never
I
use
ever
it.
heard say that was Dashy Games.
Pause.
I don't know if
Pause.
he started it or just made it.
No, he did
No,
not
no,
start it.
no. He
No, he
that's
didn't.
Paul's been around
That's
for-
a-
Paul's been around.
That's a culture
Take
thing.
shit. They're trying to take shit from us again.
That's a culture
Paul's-
thing, and we
Paul's
hate
been
it.
around
No, you
for-
take
No.
stuff from me. Dashy's black.
The first person who said that was. It's funny that you say Dashy. It's Dame Dash.
Oh,
That's who
really?
started that shit.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, fucking.
He's the
ass.
first person that started that shit.
I hate it. That y'all can take that. Let the culture take that. Fuck, that was the dumbest
It's
shit.
definitely more appropriate than the other one that was similar, but start with 2 syllables. No, or 3 syllables.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh,
That was terrible.
They were both.
I didn't bring myself to say that one either. Pause is not even that hard to say. I never used that, but I definitely didn't use that other one. I was like, nah, that ain't it for me. I can't do that one.
Motherfuckers are just being too much.
It was a different time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was a
you mean
different
when people were
time.
more insecure? Yeah, I remember. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I hate
I
it.
still hear Paul's man.
I hate it because when you be in a conversation with somebody and they be like, "Whoa," I be like, it's like, man,
Like,
I
you
love
don't
you,
have to
corn
tell-
dog.
No,
Whoa,
it's not
man, you ain't say it, man.
That's the thing. More curious when
wrong
you
with
say that shit. I'm like, oh, what? Are you trying to hide something, bro? Like,
No,
why you
sometimes I be saying stuff and I catch it. I'm like, they say whoa, and it just ends up being funny because
Uh-huh.
like that was some extreme thing that I feel like I just said that didn't mean to
Robert,
sound
you
extreme.
to be fair, Robert, you be the most one to say some wild shit.
It didn't mean to
Yeah,
sound it,
that's
but it
the-
just
But
ends up
like,
saying, whoa.
but what cracked me up is that you be going so fast in the conversation, you wouldn't even notice you saying until everyone else reacted. Be like, "Yo, oh, my bad, guys. Like, what the fuck?"
Like, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. You didn't say it yet, though, man. You gotta say pause as you say some shit like that. And it would be when you talk about Smash Brothers too. I feel like that'd be the thing that always would get you in trouble. Man, I'm
Yeah.
smashing. He'd be like, "Hey man, I was smashing Juice the other night." Whoa, man. Hey.
We're so PC today. And I'm like, I remember a time where I was like, when Bart Simpson said damn, and I thought that was the craziest shit in the world on TV. So this idea that we're so extra PC today is, I don't believe it. Sure, we're certain PC about certain things, but again, like I remember when South Park blew my damn mind. I was like, what? This is a cartoon with kids cussing and doing all kind of stuff. That was crazy to me because before that would never have happened. So I would say things are getting there's certain words and certain shit you can't say without somebody saying something. But I think it's way more. You don't remember when they were burning fucking CDs from rap
Yeah.
music and shit? Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Censorship, and it was way crazier. But people were getting arrested on stage for words. Do you
Yeah.
not do you not remember that? Like, that doesn't happen anymore. So don't tell me that
I will
it's so much
say,
worse now.
I seen something recently where it's like we've gone too far on like trying to make sure.
I don't believe it.
There's a. I didn't see what town it was, but this neighborhood didn't remove a no U-turn sign because the symbol was somebody found it offensive. I didn't.
Oh Jesus!
That's hilarious.
It was just the.
Oh my
It was the
god!
symbol for like
That's-
a
agree with
U-turn
that.
and
That's
then a
crazy.
red X or a red circled X. I didn't want to know. I saw the thumb or the headline. They had
Maybe
to
it
remove
means,
the
like-
sign. Somebody,
That's not widespread.
I know.
That's not
but
happening everywhere.
That's where
It's just that we're in a
see-
world that we're more connected and we see crazy shit like that all the time.
And
like-
I think it's people can be more vocal. There's more avenues for people
Yeah,
to express
everybody has a
their
voice now.
offendedness.
Yeah.
about stuff. But then I don't know if you watched season 4 of The Boys yet, but then you see like,
Oh
yeah,
my God. Are you kidding me? Of course I did. The minute I saw it pop up, I jumped in it.
you get a scene with
What has happened to me if it's so PC?
the
That
human
doesn't
centipede scene. You know what I'm talking about?
right. It's the pink eye scene.
Like stuff like that still happen. Gen V.
Right.
Started watching
Yeah,
Gen V.
is insane too.
There's a little like Ant-Man girl, but she's like straddling some dude's dick,
That scene.
kicking his balls.
I'm spoiling it, bro. You gotta see that. And it's like what?
It's like, yeah, stuff like that still exists. Thankfully, it's not completely. We're not.
Right.
You know, comedians make it sound like they can't be the.
Well, some comedians make it sound like that. Who said it recently? Was it Jon Stewart? He was like, honestly, there's only like 3 words I can't say anymore that I used to be able to say. So get creative, motherfucker. Like stop complaining. You can't say shit and tell better jokes.
Yeah.
There's also though there is a small, maybe louder group that was like trying to say like Dave Chappelle shouldn't even been able to say the things he said. And like, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, to say that he can't be a comedian and make jokes about the things he makes
is he
jokes about.
canceled? I think he's still doing pretty well.
He's not
and
canceled,
he
but
says
people were trying to
pretty
say
much what he
like
wants to say.
they didn't
Okay.
think he should be able to say that. I'm like, why?
Okay.
You know,
Again, that happened. That's not anything new.
No, I know.
That there's certain people didn't like Eminem. Is Eminem canceled? He's big as he's ever been right now.
Every Marilyn
They're still
Manson
mad at
concert.
they are mad at that Megan Thee Stallion line though. That
Yeah,
shit's-
Yeah.
he's clout chasing because he needed that line for the song to be as popular as it is.
Really? I think people acted like
And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, okay, so when her album come out, she better destroy Houdini. Is it like because he's clout chasing her, so that means she's huge, right? So I want her album to do numbers when she come out now.
I already know how this is gonna go. And people like, I don't know why people like this offensive humor, and everyone in the back's like, offensive.
She hasn't said anything. She hasn't. It's her goddamn stands running around all over the place.
Yeah, of course.
And this shit.
Yeah, I mean,
At this point, Megan Thee Stallion is more of a fucking social media presence than a rapper, though.
I mean,
What's her typical
She's a good
music?
rapper. I think she's
What's
good.
Her
I'm not saying she's
typical-
not a bad rapper. I'm saying like I think at this point she's more like known. I think she's more like viewed on the social media side than her actual skill, which is kind of crazy because
And twerking on She-Hulk.
we don't talk about it. Hey. Now, hey, listen. Pause. Fuck,
More like
pause
slow
the fuck
motion.
out of that shit. Good God.
Already, I will say that scene is pretty typical for She-Hulk. That is a very She-Hulk type of sequence. But the problem is She-Hulk sucks so much. You know, it sucks so bad up until that point. I didn't even want to see that shit at that point. I was like, no, y'all ain't earned this. You haven't earned this. So,
Is that
but She-Hulk, that is in line with She-Hulk's character. She would do wild stuff like that, kind of fourth wall breaking things and all. That's what the comic book does anyway.
Oh yeah,
So-
that I think, but it's just in a bad.
But I said, the show
I
was
mean, it's in a
terrible.
bad show.
You didn't earn that shit. The show was terrible, so you didn't earn it.
And so if anything, it just looked like a cherry on a shit sundae.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my God.
But
Hate it.
I think she's good. I think she's a pretty good rapper.
No, I don't think she's bad. It's just when I hear people talk about it, it's always you and me follow she got on Instagram. Like, guys, what? What about the
Yeah.
album? What
I
about
don't
the
trust
album, guys?
There's a lot of bots anyway. People be botting their streams. I don't trust any of this shit.
They be biting me.
I don't trust any of
I
this.
knew
shit.
Next Gen would get all them views. I fucking
seen,
knew it.
You said bots, and I seen like it was video games and like TV, like a show like She-Hulk. I don't know if it was She-Hulk specifically, but like a game like I don't think it was maybe Star Wars Outlaws. You had all these like generic comments on, I don't know if it was in the video form or if it was on X, and it was just so, I'm so excited for the next whatever it was, and it's so obvious that these are just bot or AI generated bullshit, like trying to make it look positive and stuff.
The game looks good though.
It wasn't.
well, I think a lot of those, if you see a lot of those, and if they're verified, if it's on if it's on Twitter, you click it. A lot of times, it's either like some OnlyFans thing that they're advertising, some like something like that, and or if they're trying to advertise some crypto scheme. It's something. It's
Yeah.
something that someone trying to advertise.
Somebody's always trying to scam or deceive.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of that's what I know, and that's unfortunate. Is like, and that's for some reason how Twitter works now. Is that if you pay for it, you get higher up on the reply chain. And you're just like, oh wow, all right, so that's cool. You pay to be seen. I mean, it's kind of weird for every single thing.
Why are you saying about comedy movies? I think all movies suck, and it's because there's no conspiracy. It's people can't write for shit.
Damn,
That's
man.
why movies aren't good anymore.
Damn.
You don't have to build character. That's
He said it.
what's wrong.
Some good movies, man.
Movies. All these movies suck.
I felt like I blacked out. It's all I heard was all movies are trash.
You gotta watch. You gotta do what I do, which is scroll on my AMC app, and look at one that you never heard of, and then no one's even talking about it, and go watch.
No, small, really good movies that nobody watches. They just we all follow the narrative. But those movies don't get any play. I'm talking about, obviously like bigger movies, blockbusters, that kind of stuff. Those movies actually used to be good, and they suck now because we're not creative. We have lost creativity.
I think it's just like I was talking about earlier with like the apprenticeship, like bringing people up. It's just like
the system is different, right?
Yeah, there's
it's
not like somebody that could work with a more experienced director or writer and get take them under their wing. It just feels like they're giving people projects that
a lot of the dudes we grew up loving and watching, they all came out of like
music videos or
commercials. And what's his name, he died recently, Roger Corman. A lot of the directors that I grew up with and loving, they went through the Roger Corman system. And you worked on a Roger Corman movie, they obviously they weren't great movies, they were low budget, but you learned a lot. That's where you learn how to make a movie in the low budget system. When you just come out of fucking college and they give you a fucking $80 million movie to make, you have no background. And on top of that, you got a committee who's sitting there telling you do this. Like you can't even be creative anymore. Like, because everything is by committee, and they want to. I get it. It's a lot of money. That's the biggest problem, is that there's so much money they put into these movies. They have to do well. They don't. People lose companies.
You get too many cooks in the kitchen, though. It's like everybody's trying to say, "Oh no, that ain't gonna. We got to do this. We got to do that," and it's like you lost the soul of the movie. Like if you trust somebody enough you read the script and you're gonna let them direct it, then it's like. Yeah, sometimes it might go off the rails, but like the Blade, how many times have you read that the new Blade movie switched directors right now? They're about to start pre-production, and either the producer or the director left again, like right before pre-production.
It's so bad you got Wesley Snipes on fucking Twitter memeing and shit. Like that's how bad that situation is.
Just give up, like just scrap it. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm not saying that stuff didn't happen back in the day where they would make terrible choices in a movie that you would like.
Not all movies were great.
What was John Travolta's passion project about? Something. Yeah. Just garbage, So it's not like
garbage.
But like Ayers did make a good point. Some comedies used to come out and just do, pretty big numbers. Not like $100 million, but. A comedy would come out and be the number one movie, and people would flood to the theaters.
Comedies from who?
Just all those, like in the 90s, like all these the raunchy comedies were very popular. The teen comedies in the 80s. Now they weren't just straight up comedies. They're humor and some drama. They're not just straight
drama. Yeah.
So I don't know if that.
I know. They just had Anyone But You that did like
that was like the first comedy that did like over 100 million in like a long time at the box office.
Well, I think also in
do you think Porky's could come out today and be successful?
I don't know if that was successful when that movie came out. But I was thinking more like
successful at the time. They made fucking 8 of them bitches.
Think about like The
They made some money.
Marys, the
You know,
Jim
also,
Carreys.
and I saw
Those
someone.
guys are in their 50s, almost 60 now, and nobody has come up behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But I also
whose fault is that? I don't know.
saw someone bring up, and it is true that
Newer
in
comedians are lame.
the past years that like when it comes to comedy stuff, I mean, I know people don't like to hear it, but it's true. A lot of people really find Marvel movies funny, and so a lot of these big budget things that are their comedy movies, they'll watch. Like
That's
Deadpool
true.
and Wolverine is the comedy movie.
That's some,
It's-
that's some
Deadpool's
comedy.
mo-
It's gonna be hilarious as
Yeah.
shit, and that's their comedy film. And so they don't really need to see
I
another
think the
comedy
MCU,
movie in the
MCU
box office.
destroyed a lot of a lot of the box office issues right now. I'm not saying 100% directly related, but people's anticipation for going to the theater was this big continuous story. Can't miss out. The fear of missing out was so strong. People had to go to the movie because they didn't want spoilers and all that. So they always had huge opening weekends,
Right.
and
Yeah.
just it's hard to capture that. No one else has been able to.
COVID was the
Yeah.
big killer too.
Yeah,
That was
but
like the
even
one
then,
It
it's,
doesn't exist. You don't have the talent for them today. Who's the big funniest? Who's gonna make these movies?
that's true.
The guys who made those movies are in their 50s and almost 60s now. Like, yeah, you can make a Tropic Thunder today if you had the actors who could pull it off.
True.
We don't. I can't think of anybody in their 20s or 30s that
Yeah,
could
there's
do
not
it.
a lot
That
of
would
young
be
comedians that I've heard about.
right. I just don't see them. I would love to see it. And the most risque thing about that movie was what Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
Yeah.
But that was the joke. If he was just in blackface in a movie, nobody would tolerate that even then, right? The point was he was making fun of that thing. I think you could still do that. I don't think that's anybody would be upset about that. Sure, you might have some people. You're always going to have somebody who's going to say something. I think you want to see a bunch of black people mad about that shit because we love that. I knew that guy.
I don't think you could do.
What was his character's name? I knew that was my uncle. I knew him. Robert Downey Jr. played that shit so good. You can't be mad about it. So, and it wasn't mean spirited.
Didn't he get nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, he got nominated for an Oscar for that shit. Like that's how good he was.
I don't think anyone could do that now because people just compare it to Tropic Thunder. They'd be like, "Oh, they're ripping off Tropic Thunder." You know what I mean?
That goes to the talent issue.
Yeah,
if you don't have the talent that could pull it off, it's not going to work.
I've seen that Sony greenlit Uncharted 2 movie with look like
say what?
The Uncharted 2 movie.
No, they didn't.
That's what it said on Discussing Films.
You kidding?
Really?
And it had Mark Wahlberg and whatever his name is. I always forget his name. The not Spider-Man.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. He's so unmemorable.
Oh yeah, I just saw it
I can't
a
even
few
remember
hours
his
ago.
name ever. Like,
hey man, I'm cool.
They're
with that
remaking
personally.
The Crow. It was supposed to be out already, and they push it to August, which is never a good sign if they push a movie from summer to August. They remade Roadhouse. Like Roadhouse isn't some big huge cult hit that was going to draw a lot of audience. Most people don't even probably know it was.
Right.
Why you mean really good though? Like it was like really popular film.
Why are you remaking cult classics?
They're making a new one, you know that? They're making a sequel to that.
Really? I didn't hear any good review. Well, I watched my usual reviewers, but
no, but like viewership wise, like it did really good,
Really?
and they're making a sequel to it.
Remake bad movies like Men on Fire.
I was gonna say that's why we're getting all the Beverly Hills Cat. Or we're getting another Beverly Hills Cat.
It's called.
Well, we're getting
Foley.
because there's no comedians that can make us
Kevin
feel
Hart's the only other
wait
option.
Kevin Hart, like I never liked Kevin Hart, so
He's been in some good movies, but I'm not like the biggest fan.
Yeah, but even Kevin Hart isn't Kevin Hart like almost
He's
50
getting
now?
older, yeah.
no, he's 42, 43.
I think he's pretty damn funny in Jumanji. I didn't think
Oh, he's 44. He's 44. For some reason, I thought he was getting even older than that, but yeah, he's 44.
I remember him making fun of Don Cheadle of being old. Don Cheadle was pissed off about that shit, right?
I thought he was actually older than that.
He said, "How old are you?" Oh, damn. He
Yeah,
kept saying,
that was funny.
You know that shit?
Yeah.
Don Cheadle was not having that shit, right? Yeah. He's like, "Damn."
That was funny.
Anyway, we better wrap this up. We're going 9:30. Robert's gotta get to bed probably. Thanks for joining though.
Yeah,
Good to have
you
you back.
get him, and then you gotta spend. We gotta take some more time because we don't know if we're gonna see him again. So we gotta get as much Robert as
Why
we
don't you
can.
give us closing thoughts, Robert? Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
That's a throwback.
I saw this movie called Cottontail. It's pretty good. And
Cottontail.
yeah, it's this Japanese. Well, it's not Japanese. It's directed by I think this dude from the UK or whatever. But it's like about a Japanese man whose wife died and he has to spread her ashes in England. It's really sad. It made me cry a lot. It was really good though. I was the only one in the theater. Great movie.
He's in the theater. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, and very depressing movie, but very great. And then that's it. Don't die.
True
What the
throwback.
fuck?
True throwback. That's good.
Oh my god.
All right. So
Remember-
next week
remember,
we'll
kids,
be
don't
talking
die.
about
That was very good. That was very good.
talk
Remember,
about how
kids,
good the
don't die.
direct is, and talking about how excited we are for F-Zero and Star Fox and Wave Race.
And Donkey Kong. Don't forget Donkey Kong.
So yeah, we'll get
Put it
out
in
here.
the ether. Put it in the ether. Donkey Kong. Put it out there.
Oh shit! I accidentally left the YouTube page. I don't think that messed the stream up though. No, because Retro heard you say don't die. I can't end the stream though because I got to get back into the.
Oh man, this is embarrassing.
Oh, you
So
did?
Kevin
There
is
we
the
go.
worst.
You've been doing this for over a
I'm
decade,
in.
man. That's crazy.
But
He's
yeah,
the worst of Chris.
we'll be back
Martin
next
Lawrence
week.
Chris
Talk
Tucker.
about the direct, and I guess that'll probably be the main thing. So we'll see you then.
Peace.
Peace.